All righty. It looks like we are live, and I'm going to start letting people into the room here. We've got a whole bunch of people signed up for this, almost 50 people, and the room will let 49 people in. So hopefully we'll let everybody in here today who wants to join. And it looks like everybody's starting to join. There we go. I just got to make sure that my microphone is in the right place. And there we go. It looks like people's audios are connecting, so that's perfect. And I'm just going to kill a little time here while we're waiting for more people to join in. It is just now coming up on 4 o'clock. So we're just getting ready to start. If you're joining in, just hang tight. Hi, nice to see everybody here. I see Pamela. I see Zoom user, somebody named Zoom user, and Celeste, and a nice lady driving named iPhone. Hi. And we're just going to kill a little time here and just let people in. Let me admit some more people. And as we go along here, I'm going to get started with the presentation in just a moment. But thank you all for joining. And we're going to get going here as soon as I let some more people in. I just want to give people a chance. Hi, Pamela. Nice to see you. I love the Golden Gate Bridge behind you.
Yes. I'll come off video, okay?
And Celeste is here. And so while this is happening, while everyone is starting to join, if you all will give me just a couple of moments, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and make sure that I can get my presentation up and running for you. So if you give me just a moment, I will do that. And oh my goodness, it is snowing like crazy outside my window. I live in San Diego County up in the mountains on a little goat farm. We have a little 8-acre goat farm here. And we don't get snow very often, but you guys have probably heard in the news that California is getting hit with some really weird winter weather. And so here we are. I'm looking out my window and it is full-blown snowing. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I got my presentation up and running. I've let some more people in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see this. And if you're driving, you're not allowed to watch. I don't want anybody to get in any accidents. All right. So now, I just want to make sure that I did this correctly. So if someone can unmute themselves and talk to me and tell me if you see this pretty thing on your screen that is pink and green and it says high performers, crush being controlled by brain fog, fatigue, and pain. If someone can just let me know if you can see that properly.
Yes, I can see it, Dorinda. This is Celeste.
Hi.
I love the color. I like green and fuchsia.
Me too. That's why I picked it. Yep. I love these colors. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And then tell me also, if I do this, does it change the screen for you? And now you see congratulations?
Yes, I see it.
Perfect. Thank you, Celeste, for letting me know. I'm going to back up. And I'm just going to bounce over here and let a few more people in. And I'll be letting people in as we go. And here's the thing for today. I'm going to go through this awesome little presentation for you. It's going to take about 45 minutes to get through the presentation, and then hopefully we will have time for questions afterward. And I usually like to hang around for a while after these and answer everybody's questions. So The point of you all being here today is that there is new science out there that can truly help you to feel amazingly better. But you guys don't know about it. And I know that you don't know about it because I see everybody complaining in the Facebook groups all the time, right? And so it's really my goal as a scientist to get this information out to you. And that's why I do the work that I do. And I'm going to tell you a lot more about that as I go through here. So let me go ahead and get started in the interest of time. Again, you are here because you want to learn about how to crush your brain fog, your fatigue, and your pain, and all those other crazy symptoms that you're probably dealing with. And I am going to teach you how you can definitely biohack your body. You can up level to that awesome mind power, that super rock star energy, and you really can empower yourself and take control over your symptoms. This is what the new science does for us. So I want to congratulate you for being here, truly, because I know that this takes time out of your day. And I know that you're literally like the top 1% of the 25% of people out there who really do care about learning the new science, learning the new medical discoveries, and really learning how to take better care of yourself rather than just being controlled by the pharmaceutical industry. Right? So I am here today. I'm going to show you the fastest and the simplest path to getting your health issues taken care of. So thank you for being here. And the fact that you're here, it tells me a lot of things about you. I know that you're probably a high performer. You really care about your health. You're sick and tired of having your symptoms. You know that there are other things that you can do about them, but your doctor isn't telling you. And you might be scared that you're getting worse, right? And so we're here to stop that today. You're probably the kind of person who needs real answers now. You're sick and tired of wondering why you're sick, right? And you're not willing to settle for becoming any worse. And that's why you're the top 1% of the top 25% of people out there who it bothers you just to be given a pharmaceutical by your doctor and sent out the door in 10 minutes. You deserve better than that. So it's my big, hairy, audacious promise. I love that. I honestly do have your answers. I am very confident as a scientist, as an immunotoxicologist, as a holistic health practitioner. I have your answers, and I'm going to tell you about them today. And so today, again, if you're just now joining us, we're going to teach you how you can create powerful memory and cognition. You don't have to get old and lose your keys, okay? You can enjoy such amazing rock star energy. You really can, just like me. I think you can see my energy, right? I just turned 60, and so you can do this too. And I'm also going to teach you how by doing these new medical discoveries, you can literally turn on those anti-aging genes and turn off the sick genes. And that's what we're all about today. Okay. So I hope that you will really take the time out for yourself today. Take a breather, right? Have a cup of tea. Sit down and stay until the end today so I can teach you everything that I want to teach you, because you're going to learn how you can transform your health. You're going to learn easy and quick wins so that you can start feeling better right away. You're going to learn how you can get a customized solution that's personalized for you. That's what the new science is all about. And I'm also, at the end, I promise that I'm going to give you a no-brainer, stupid, cheap deal so that you can work personally with me, right? And to be honest, yes, of course, I'm doing this so that I can help you, right? But the bottom line is, I just want you to learn this information because I can't help everybody. That would be impossible. But if you learn this information and then you go out and you find another great doctor or scientist to work with out there, that is just as good, because we're all about changing the face of healthcare here. Let me just let a few more people in and make sure that I did that properly. There we go. I did it. Yay. Perfect. Okay, so hang around until the end today. And I do promise you, this is going to be a no-brainer, stupid, cheap deal. You would be silly not to take it, right? And I actually have a couple of really cool deals for you today. I do have a new book that's coming out. And so if you hang around to the end, I'm going to give you a really good deal on my new book as well. So let's just take a minute so you don't waste your time. This presentation today is probably not for you if you are stuck in this mindset that you believe that you're incurable or that you're broken. Okay, number one, that's not true. It's not scientifically true. You can heal no matter what is going on in your body. There are things that you can do to help yourself feel better. But if you're going to stay stuck in that mindset and you're going to want to argue with me about that mindset, this is probably not for you. This is not a quick fix, what we're talking about. It took your body years to get into the shape that it's in right now. It is going to take some work and some time to get out of it. So this is not about me selling you some supplement or some quick fix. There are none. Okay, so you need to know that right off the bat. I'm going to tell you the truth. I am always going to tell you the truth, big and bold. If you believe that your pharmaceuticals are enough and that your doctors are gods and that they have all the information that you need and there's nothing else out there that can help you, this presentation is probably not for you, okay? Because I don't want to argue with anybody about it. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you the science, and then you can go out and figure that out for yourself, and so that you can see that I'm telling you the truth, and then we can work awesomely together. If you have that attitude like I see in some people, even at my church, I see people, well, whatever, I'm going to die of something anyway. I might as well eat anything I want, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going to enjoy my life, whatever, right? Take all my pharmaceuticals, it doesn't matter, right? If you have that kind of an attitude, I can't help you. And nobody can help you, right? You're going to have to be willing to do some work to change your life, to get healthy again. And the other thing is that I run across quite a bit. If you think that just because you're in a good Facebook group that you can do this by yourself and you're not willing to really have an expert help you do this work, you're going to wind up wasting a lot of money. You're going to wind up wasting a lot of time because there's a lot of things out there that really don't work that people believe might work. And so they grasp at straws. They don't have good expert guidance, and they really wind up hurting themselves and causing more and more tissue damage by doing that. So hang on. Listen to what I have to tell you today. And I promise you that I'm going to give you the straight scoop. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to take about 10 minutes and I want to tell you my story. So this is me a few years ago with my awesome granddaughter, Jana. And this is me, if you don't know who I am. I'm affectionately known as the autoimmune geek. I go by Dory, and I am a research immunotoxicologist. I know, big, long Scrabble word, but it just means someone who is trained in looking at toxins and how they affect the immune system. Very, very important in these days that we live in right now. And I am also a trained autoimmune disease specialist. I have over 25 years of experience as a scientist. I did my PhD fellowship at the NIEHS and also at Duke VA Medical Center. I am now a licensed holistic practitioner with the Professional Wellness Alliance, and I have literally helped thousands of people to optimize their health. And I also partner with thousands of other great doctors and scientists like me. And what we are doing is we're out to tell you the truth. Okay, there is new science. There are new medical discoveries. You don't have to just go old school pharmaceutical anymore. There are amazing things that you can do. You can reverse autoimmune disease. You can reverse even Alzheimer's. I know that's a big, bold statement, but it is true. Maybe not 100%, but we can start to reverse Alzheimer's from a stage 5 to a stage 1. That is amazing. There is so much good science out there that you can use right now that your doctor isn't even telling you about. And that's why scientists like me, and I'm formed with thousands of other scientists and doctors just like me, we are out to change the face of healthcare because we have new science and it needs to be in your hands. So that's just a little bit about me. And now I want to take a few minutes to tell you about my story because I really am on a mission. That's why you're here today. I'm on a mission to empower you, to make you the CEO of your own health, right? You truly can achieve your optimal health and you can live out your God-given genius that you were created to do. And you can do this for life. And so that's my goal today, is to teach you how to do this. And I want to tell you about Dorothy. Dorothy is another client of mine. She's actually a doctor. She's a pathologist, and she has very severe scleroderma, and amongst other things. Okay. And she, of course, because she was taught this in medical school as well, she was taught that autoimmune disease is incurable, just like I was, right? And what we did with her is we found her root causes, which is, what we're going to be talking about today, is finding your root causes. And she says, Dory, completely changed my life. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we are literally transforming people's lives. So now I want to tell you about my totally crazy nightmare story. And but you're going to love the ending. Okay. So the truth is that I have suffered just like you, probably worse than you. I had finished my master's and I was a PhD student at the time. I had been a scientist while I was going to school, finishing my degrees. So I was 13 years into my career when I really started getting sick, finishing up my PhD, being mom, burning the candle at both ends, which is never a good idea. And what happened to me is I started developing my own autoimmune diseases. And even though I was a specialist in autoimmune diseases, here I am developing my own autoimmune diseases, which is really kind of crazy, but it's exactly what happened to me. And you're going to see at the end of my story that this was God's design for my life. And so I started really suffering with a lot of major symptoms. And it was very, very, very difficult. And I struggled and struggled and struggled. But I couldn't get the answers that I needed. Even at the PhD level, we didn't have the answers in conventional medicine. We just didn't. We knew some things, but we didn't know a lot. We certainly don't know what we know now. And so I got worse and worse and worse. And it took about 3 years to get my first diagnosis. But my first diagnosis was severe fibromyalgia with scleroderma. Within about a year, I developed arthritis. I developed Addison's disease. I developed polymyositis. It felt like every time I went to the doctor, I was getting just another diagnosis. I wound up having to leave my career. I wound up going out on disability. Part of the nightmare is that, people around you, when you start getting really sick, they assume the worst. I mean, people told me, oh, you're not really sick. You're just a PhD student. You're burnt out. That's all it is. You've been in school for 12 years, for crying out loud. You're just burnt out. People they had very little compassion, even my own family members. Sadly, my own husband left in the middle of it all. It was too much for him. My own daughter had some very severe traumatic issues. And what happened to me is I was left alone to take care of this beautiful baby. This is my grandbaby, Jana. She's all grown up now. But I was left alone, very, very ill, to take care of her by myself. This was not a good situation. I had to go out on disability. The money that I made as a scientist didn't last for very long, and it was really, really hard. Okay. But God, okay. And I say that very strongly, but God, because God had a plan for my illness. And yes, I was sick for a very long time. I believed everything that I was taught in my autoimmune disease training as an immunotoxicologist. I believed that I was incurable. I believed that I would die young. I believed that there was pretty much nothing I could do except take my pharmaceuticals. By the time a few years rolled around, I was on a cocktail of anywhere between 12 and 20 different medications per day just to get me up and get a shower. Half the time, those medications didn't do their job. And I was literally, it wasn't like I was up and working. It was, I was up and on the couch. It was a hellish existence. And if I didn't have the Lord Jesus as my savior, I might have done something bad, because it was a horrible way to live. But I had Jana, and I had to take care of her. I had to keep going. And my biggest fear was that I would die before she was raised. There really wasn't anyone else in the family who could help us. And, you know, I was all she had. And it was important to me to keep going. And so I had that motivation. But I'll tell you what, it was hard raising a child being that ill. It was nearly impossible. But, you know, the end of my story is a great one. And I always get chills. I am physically having chills right now just seeing this slide and showing the slide to you, because my story never gets old. Okay. I literally found my hope after 14 years of suffering with 7 autoimmune diseases and severe fibromyalgia. I literally found my hope, and it was finding the latest science of precision root cause medicine. And I want you to remember that root cause medicine. Okay. This is what it's all about. This is where all the latest science has come together and shown us that, yes, we really can make a difference in people's lives. We can reverse severe illness, severe disability, like I was in 14 years disabled. And yet I was able to come back, and I am healthier now than I have ever been in my entire life, because truth be known, I started suffering with some of these autoimmune symptoms when I was 12 years old. And I didn't start healing until I was 54. Okay. So that's decades of chronic inflammation, decades of root causes causing that chronic inflammation. But the science of precision root cause medicine literally saved my life. I know that I would be dead right now. I would not be talking to you if I had not found this answer. And this is your answer too. Okay. This is a precise and very personalized, holistic approach to you taking your health back. And that's what I'm here. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Okay. Because I have healed. And I know from all the thousands of people that we have helped, and all the hundreds of thousands of people that have been helped by the practitioners, the good scientists and doctors out there who are practicing this type of medicine, we know, we see it every day. We know that people can reverse their diseases. These are things that your doctor is not telling you right now. And it's our mission. It's my passion to get this information into your hands today. But I want to tell you about my results, because this is totally cool, you guys. And you guys are going to love this, okay? Because my life today is completely transformed. And I think you can see that I am crushing it, okay? I am crushing it. Look at all the things that I reversed. Okay, I have no more pain in my life when I lived on a cocktail of 12 to 20 medications to help me with those symptoms and pain every single day. No more. All of those medications are gone out of my life. Okay. I don't have brain fog anymore. I am back to being a scientist with all of my great, faculties that I had before I got sick. I don't have anxiety and depression anymore. That it's not your fault. Okay. It comes with the illness. It's not your fault. I have abundant energy. I think that you can see that. Not on any more drugs, like I just told you. My ANA biomarker and my biomarkers are all back to normal again. As a matter of fact, they're not only normal, you guys, they are optimal. Okay, because I know what I'm doing. I know how to biohack my body now at the genetic level, at the biochemical level, at the metabolic level, right? At the cellular level. I know how to do that now. And that's what I'm here to teach you how to do too, right? We don't have any more fatty liver disease. We don't have any more invisible infections, no more insomnia. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was horrible. Okay. I would go days without sleeping, and that is no exaggeration. And then I would crash. It was horrible living like that. I have removed most of the toxicities out of my body, and that's one reason why I'm well today. And honestly, you guys, there is so much more that I can tell you that I just don't have time. Otherwise, this would go on and on and on forever. One of the best days of my life was when my own conventional rheumatologist was looking at my blood work, and she said, Dory, she said, it's nearly a miracle. She said, you are literally 95% healed. And she said this. She said, I cannot diagnose you with even one autoimmune disease today. If I didn't know your history, if I didn't have a file on you 3 inches thick, I would have not believed that you could have done this. Those were her words to me. And I'll tell you what, I will never forget that day. I will never forget that day, because it was like the crowning achievement. I did it. I healed. And so what did I do? I went out and, of course, I started using my science degree again, of course, right? And I became a holistic practitioner, because I knew that I have to teach this to everybody, that you cannot shut me up now, okay? I will never shut up until my dying day about what I was able to achieve and what I know that you can achieve too. And God did this amazing thing in my life. He grew this business. He actually started this business before I was even ready. And he grew this business to this awesome 6-figure health and wellness company. And my clients get amazing results, right? They're all loved. They're all happy. They're all getting awesome results, right? And of course, now we are partnered with some of the top doctors and scientists in the world, including Dr. Isaac Jones, Dr. Josh Axe is part of this group, Dr. Jockers is part of this group. All these, famous people that you have heard of, we're all partnered together to change the face of healthcare, because we know we have new science. Nobody is going to shut this down. Not the pharmaceutical companies, not anybody. Okay, no matter what they say about all the great doctors out there that are doing a great job for you, they cannot shut us down, because we have God's truth. And we are here to tell you guys about it. So at this point, I want to help to get rid of some of this negative thinking that everybody has. I had it too. When I first heard about functional medicine, root cause medicine, I had some of these thoughts too. I couldn't help having these thoughts because I had been sick and disabled for so long. So I want to get some of these out of the way before we go any further. And then we're going to get into some really good stuff. Okay. So, people, I've heard even people say to me, well, that's great for you, but, my doctor says I'm incurable. Well, if you believe that, then stick around, because I'm going to show you something different. People think, well, I'm too sick. And this was one of my main negative thoughts. I'm way too sick. I've been sick for so long. I have so much tissue damage. I don't think there's anything that can turn me around at this point. It is not true. And I can give you science, if I had time, to show you that even at the end of life, people are still producing new brain cells. even at the very end of life. So you're not at the end of your life. There are things that you can do right now to turn your cellular functioning around. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Oh, well, I'm just stuck on my meds and my doctor says that I need to stay on these medications forever. Bull. That is a pharmaceutical lie. You do not need to stay on those medications forever. Maybe there are some medications that people might need to if you've lost your thyroid or, already, right? But most of the time, no. Okay. Especially not these PPIs that they put everybody on. That's ridiculous. Okay. Some people have said to me, well, I've tried the AIP diet and I've been to other functional medicine doctors and it really didn't do that much for me. Well, there's a lot more new things out there, and a lot of newer functional medicine doctors are really conventional medicine doctors who are just kind of learning about functional medicine. And there's a lot of stuff out there that is not doing the job well enough. But I'm a scientist and I'm here to show you the whole truth, the real truth. So that's what we're going to get into today. People have said about functional medicine, well, it's too much time and it's too much money. Well, number one, it is a lot cheaper than you being sick and continuing to be sick. It's much better to take that time and take care of yourself, right? And to save yourself suffering, time, and money. Right? So let's move on a little bit. Let's talk about the 4 traits of people who actually succeed in life, no matter what it is, whether it's your health, whether it's a business, whether it's family life, whatever it is. There are 4 main psychological traits that we know about in people who succeed. First of all, you need to be coachable. You need to be able to hear other people when they're giving you new information, and you need to be willing to research that information and learn it for yourself rather than sticking your head in the sand. And there are a lot of people out there who do that, okay? Don't be that person, because you will never heal if you stay uncoachable, okay? People who are willing to take quick action. Not sitting around thinking about it for 3 years. Okay. No, when I first learned about functional medicine, I knew that God was giving me my answer. I researched it for a couple of months and then I got busy doing what I needed to do to heal. And that's why I'm sitting in front of you today and not dead in a box somewhere. Okay. You need to be focused on progress, not perfection. Okay. Nobody can do this perfectly. I didn't do this perfectly. And look at me today. Okay. So progress, baby steps every single day, learning new things, trying new things, changing your life every single day. That's what it's all about. That is what's going to get you healthy next year. By next year, this time, you are going to be better if you do the things that I teach you to do today. And the last thing is that never quit. Never quit. Be completely committed to loving yourself and being healthy and taking care of yourself so that you can take care of other people, okay? Because you're put on this earth to love and to be loved. You are put on this earth to do very special things. God created you to do that. But if you just quit and give up on your health, and lay around and think there's nothing you can do, that's your negative mindset right there. And you will never heal if you stay stuck in that place. So I am here to bounce your butt out of that place and give you some new things for you to research and think about. And I want to just tell you, look, everybody can do this. Okay. Yes, you do have the money to do this. Yes, you do have the stamina to do this, even if you're very, very ill. Yes, there are steps you can take. I was very, very, very ill when I started this. I could barely get up and make my own meals, okay? I couldn't even stand to do the dishes for too long before having to sit back down again. So if I can do this, I know that you can do this. I was broke. I was on Social Security disability. I was living on $1,300 a month, raising a child by myself in San Diego, one of the most expensive places in the world to live. And I did this. So I know you can do this. Don't try to argue with me and tell me you can't, because I got every answer. I was there. Okay, so let me tell you about Jacqueline. Jacqueline, she was sick her entire life. Basically, from the time she was born, she felt like she was always sick. She says, imagine getting your life back. She was sick all her life. She said, Dory found my root causes. She did it affordably. And the one thing that she said that a lot of people say, she says, I only wish I found her sooner. Don't wait. Do this now. And it's the truth, you guys. Don't sit around thinking about this for too long. Your butt up and start working on your health, right? It's important. So before we go any further, I know I keep dinging people in here, so just bear with those little dings because more people are joining. I want you to stop and just imagine for just a minute, okay? What would your life look like if you could even get rid of that? Think of that biggest symptom that you have. What is it pain? Is it fatigue? Is it brain fog? Is it anxiety and depression? What is it? What is that biggest symptom? And I know we've all got them. Okay. I know we've probably all got 15 of them, right? So think about that biggest symptom. What if you could get it 50% better? Would that make a difference in your life? I know. Yeah. I see, the heads of the people out there. Of course it would. And we would take it, right? If we could get it just 50% better, we would take it. My God, yes. Okay. What functional root cause medicine can do for you, you can literally get 50% better. Okay. You can get 75% better. The average is about 80% better. That's the average, right? You could be someone like me if you're like gung-ho, diligent, yeah, let's go, right? You could get your body 95% better. I've even heard of people getting 100% better depending on where they started, right? But even someone like me, as sick as I was, I got 95% better, you guys. Do you think it would be worth it to you if what I'm going to tell you today actually gets you to a place where you could even be 50% better? Yeah, I know, right? It would feel like a miracle. And it's not a miracle, you guys. It's not a one-off thing. It is just good science, and you can start using it now, okay? So now I'm going to take just maybe 3 minutes, and I want to talk first, I want to talk to you about the differences between what we've all been doing with our health, the traditional, conventional model of healthcare, and this new science, this new holistic health model that we have now, okay? And I'm only going to take a couple of minutes to do this, and then I'm going to give you the meat of our talk today. And we're going to get deep, we're going to get a little bit geeky and scientific, and I'm going to teach you some really amazing things that your doctor hasn't told you, I'm sure, unless you have a really, really, really good doctor. And this is going to be awesome for you to learn the meat of what we've got today. Okay. So first, let me take a few minutes and just show you the difference between two different models of care that we have available to us today. Okay. We have the traditional model. Okay. This is what we're used to. We're used to it's in a crisis if you need it. It's the doctor is really the dictator. The doctor prescribes you something after only seeing you for about 10 minutes. It's all about you being a patient and them dealing with your symptoms. It's very general. It's not personalized for you. And you are a patient. You are not the CEO in charge of your health. It's very general, and they typically will ignore things for a long time until things are so bad, then they have to give you something for it, right? And it's all about pill pushing. It's all about covering up that symptom, right? Now, versus what we have available today, the latest science allows us to prevent future illness, allows us to reverse illness, because we're going for that bottom line root cause. Okay, hold on. I gotta hide something there. There we go. It is about precision medicine. It's about finding those root causes at a very personalized genetic, cellular, metabolic, and biochemical level. It is about coaching the patient to learn how to take better care of their own genetics, of their own health, of their own cells, right? It's about empowerment. It's about teaching you so you know how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your kids, how to make sure your family is optimally healthy, right? I want to ask you guys, which model would you rather be in? And I know what your answer is, right? It's this one, of course, right? Of course. This is why we go to our doctor. We think that this is going to happen when we go to our doctor, but it doesn't, right? This is what happens, okay? So we want to help you to understand that there are two different models of care. This is your conventional doctor right here and your specialists, whatever, even though they have great things to help us with. They really, really do. We're not totally against this, okay? But this model works so much better for people, okay? So this is where the new science is at. This is where we're headed. This is going to be gone soon because it doesn't work. It fails us. This is the new science. It's where we all need to come to. And the hardest part about where we're at right now in 2023 is that most of it is not covered by insurance yet. And that's where people go, oh, right? And that's the hard part. But if you think that your insurance company is going to take care of you, you are absolutely wrong. The number one reason for bankruptcy in America and throughout the world today is health problems. So if your insurance were taking such good care of you, then why is everybody going into bankruptcy when they get really, really severe health problems, right? And if you've had, or if you have severe health problems right now, you know that some of those medications are costing thousands of dollars a month. That's ridiculous. And right now, you're probably sitting here in front of me because there are warning signs. There are check engine lights going on in your body. It's time for us to get to the bottom line of that. And the only way that we're going to do it is if we're willing to, let's just be honest, okay? I'm going to say it right out loud. If you are willing to give up your Starbucks at $7 a day, if you are willing to stop, maybe purchasing some of those more, all this decorative stuff for your house or, that big screen TV or that $1,000 phone that you think you need. If you are willing to put some of that money into your health instead right now, you can absolutely reverse your health and you can absolutely change your life. And that gives you a much greater ROI, return on investment, because if you put a little money into your health rather than spend it at Starbucks, it is so worth it, you guys. It's where we're at. Unfortunately, it's where we're at. Okay. And even a company like mine, we don't make a lot of money. We're a Christian mission, right? Most of our money goes right back into helping more people and furthering the mission. And so that little bit of money that you put, you reallocate. Stop spending it on things that you don't really need, that aren't as important as your health, and put that money into your health. And trust me, your life will be 100 times better. Then you can make more money and you and this is where it's at. So I'm just real honest about about this with people right up front, because we got to get that negative mindset out of the way. You do have the money. You can afford to do this. Unless you're living in a cardboard box in Tijuana, you can do this, okay? So don't let money get in your way. Money is just a tool that you use to make your life better. And what better way to make your life better than to put it into your health rather than, put it into a $1,200 iPhone, right? Okay. And bummer, it looked like my Zoom got unstable there for a minute. My internet got unstable for a minute. So I hope it looks like everybody's still there. Everybody's still doing good. Okay, we are having like major storms here in San Diego today. I was hoping that it wouldn't affect my internet. It has been snowing right outside my window. It's pretty cool. Anyway, okay, so let's keep going. Now I've gotten to the part that you've all been waiting for. Of course, you probably liked my story, but this is the real meat, okay? This is what I really want to teach you today. So if you're starting to get tired, if your eyes are starting to glaze over, okay, wake up. This is the part that we're going to really get deep on today, okay? I'm going to teach you how to take back your power, how to stop being controlled by your symptoms, okay? So the first thing I want to teach you, and if you were listening carefully, I did say the answer to this question in the beginning of our talk today. There truly is one main reason why you are sick. And it doesn't matter what sickness it is. People are always saying to me, well, what about this disease? And what about that disease? And what about this disease? And what about this symptom? And what about that symptom? Folks, it doesn't matter. Okay, the science is very clear on this. We know for sure, 100%, there is one main important reason that is causing most of the symptoms and diseases that we see today. And even the WHO knows about it, okay? Everybody knows this. Your doctor knows this. Everybody knows this. There's one main reason why you are sick. One main reason that blocks your health and your optimal cellular performance. Can anybody guess what that is? And if you want to open up your mic and give me a couple of answers here, we'll see if anybody can actually guess it. And don't be shy. Just undo your mic and just talk to me.
Gut health.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Gut
what do you
health.
think it is?
Gut health.
Good health?
Gut.
Well, now,
G-U-T.
yeah, okay. That's an obvious one, but there's something much deeper. It's at a very deep level. Something is going on in your body that's causing just about all of
Inflammation. Inflammation.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, got it right.
Yes.
That's exactly it. And so it's chronic inflammation.
Yeah.
And this is not a theory, you guys, okay? This is 600,000 research studies that have proven this beyond a shadow of a doubt. We are no longer wondering about this. This is why your doctor gives you prednisone. It's why your doctor gives you biologicals, because it's reducing chronic inflammation and helping you feel better, okay? So we know that that's the main number one reason. So remember that, because if you want to get better, if you want to reverse chronic symptoms, you have to learn how to find out why you have chronic inflammation and get rid of those things. Those are your root causes. And we're going to get deep on that in just a second. Okay. So everybody knows it. It's chronic inflammation. You know, all the magazines talk about it. All the internet gurus talk about it. It's chronic inflammation is the reason why you age. Chronic inflammation is the reason why you have cancer. It's the reason for autism. It's the reason for you gaining too much weight or not being able to keep weight on. It's the reason for autoimmune disease. It's the reason for diabetes. It's the reason for heart disease. I could go on and on and on and on and on. It is the reason why you are sick. We have to find out why. Everybody knows it. Dr. Oz talks about it. Oprah talks about it. People at Harvard, people at MIT, everybody talks about it, okay? And literally 600,000 research studies talk about how functional medicine or systems biology, it's just a fancy term for functional medicine, you guys, don't let that fool you, okay? We know that it works, okay? We know that it works. Here's a JAMA. This is the most prestigious scientific medical journal that we have in the world today, showing that functional medicine model of care helps people. It makes people better, right? This was a huge study, over 7,200 people, right? And they were just doing basic gut health stuff. They weren't even doing all the deep stuff that we do in precision medicine today. And why is this that your doctor doesn't tell you about it? Because of this study here. It literally takes 17 years on average for the latest science to get down to your doctor and then get down to you. And I don't know about you, but that pisses me off. That is not okay. People are dying right now of their diseases when we have the answers. We scientists, doctors, good doctors out there, we have the answers. And it's a matter of getting it into your hands. And that's why you see me getting all, on my high horse about this, okay? Because you need to learn about this right now. If you've been living under a rock, then you haven't heard that the gut microbiome has everything to do with your health, right? And it has everything to do with your brain health as well. Because if you are sick, then that means you have leaky gut. And yes, you also have leaky brain. And look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this was a 2020 study that looked at all of the different neurological brain diseases that can be amazingly corrected, maybe not 100%, but amazingly corrected, giving people back amazing quality of life. Kids with autism that couldn't talk that are now speaking. People with Parkinson's that couldn't walk are now walking. People with MS that were stuck in wheelchairs are now walking again and riding bikes again, for crying out loud, right? It all has to do with your level of inflammation that affects your gut health. So people with schizophrenia and even Alzheimer's disease, autism, ADHD, Parkinson's, MS, depression, epilepsy, all of these things are being helped now with precision root cause medicine. So it's time to wake up, people. And if you think that going gluten-free is just a fad, think again, okay? There is definite links between gluten sensitivity and your gut health and your brain health, okay? They've even attached it to Alzheimer's now. So now that I've told you all that, I'm going to get a little bit deeper. Is that okay? I hope it's okay with you, because I want to go into your genetics. Because most people think, well, my mom had Hashimoto's, my mom had hypothyroidism, my mom had this, or my dad had this, and there's autoimmune disease throughout my whole family, so therefore I'm going to get it too. Bull, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. And this is proven science. Now, it can be that way. It often is that way, but it's because you don't know how to take care of your genes, okay? If I could take a brand newborn baby today, do a good genetics panel on them, and teach that mom how to teach the baby how to take care of their genes, even if there's terrible autoimmune disease genes in their family or terrible cancer genes, the BRCA gene, you could literally turn those bad genes off, turn good genes on, and help that baby to never develop an autoimmune disease, even though there's autoimmune throughout the whole family, or heart disease throughout the whole family, or diabetes, okay? This is what we know today, because we know scientifically that your genes are not your destiny, okay? That literally it's the environment that you put your genes in that causes them to express the proteins that either cause disease or cause health. And if a person knows their genes and they know how to take care of their genes, and if they've got some wonky ones, then you need to do some different things in life in order to take care of them, then you could literally change your health. And not only for those little babies that are born today, okay, but for you right now. For me, even though I didn't start until I was in my 50s, okay? For Dr. Mark Hyman's father, who was 85 years old when he started trying to reverse his severe heart disease. And he did, right? There are things that you can do. And when you work at the genetic level, you are going to get amazingly great results, okay? So, are you ready? I'm going to go a little bit deeper now. Now, I promise not to get into like, really, really deep science, because that would be too much for today. You would have to come into one of our programs to learn some really deep stuff. But what I want to tell you is a little bit deeper than where we've gone already. Because at this point, I hope that you're thinking in your own head. I hope that that thought has kind of gone through your head where you kind of said, well, if the whole reason why I'm sick and why I have these symptoms is because of chronic inflammation, what is causing my chronic inflammation? I hope that somewhere in your brain that happened to you. And if it didn't, it's okay, because I'm going to teach you why right now. Okay. So there are three main reasons that science has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. This is not theory. We know this. Okay. Three main reasons why you have chronic inflammation, and they're big reasons, okay? It's your toxicities, it's your deficiencies at the cellular level, so the things that your cells are missing that they really need in order to do a good job. And of course, you knew this one was coming. It's your stress level and how you take care of your stress. And what happens is people get overloaded with toxins. That directly affects how their cells can function, whether they get enough nutrients or not. The toxicities affect that. Of course, then people start getting symptoms, which causes them stress. They probably had stress to begin with anyway, okay? And this becomes a big, huge mess. And it's why your doctor cannot figure it out. Okay, because it's a combination of three different things that is making you sick. It's never just toxicities by itself. It's never just cellular deficiencies by themselves. It's never just stress by itself. And hey, I got to get on my high horse for just 1 second here and say to you, I want to vindicate you. I want to validate you right now. If you have a doctor that's telling you it's all in your head, that it's just stress, that you just need to calm down, that you're a hypochondriac, that's medical gaslighting. And that is wrong. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of people have told me the same story over and over and over again, that they get treated like this by their doctor, purely because their doctor isn't trained well enough to know the latest science and know how to fix you. And so she automatically assumes that you have a mental problem instead of listening to your body and realizing that you are telling the truth. There is something wrong with your body. You know there's something wrong with your body, and you have a right to find out the reason. You have a right to learn what these root causes are. But your doctor doesn't practice medicine like this, like I'm telling you today. This is the new stuff, okay? This is my area where scientists live, where holistic practitioners live. Okay, so if you want to stay in conventional traditional medicine, you're going to get what conventional traditional medicine has to give you, which is going to fail you. You need to come over to the bright side. Come over to the new science. Know that we know what it is. It's toxicities, deficiencies, and stress that are causing your illness. And we know what those specific reasons are. So you're ready to go a little bit deeper? Because this is the main meat that I want to show you today. And if you've got your phone and you want to take a snapshot of this, I would love everybody to do that. Take a snapshot of this. It's called the Genius Disease Model. I didn't develop it. I am not a genius. This is a compilation of the latest science of chronic illness and what we know today. And I'm sure we're going to learn more, okay? We're not completely 100% there yet. But for what we know today, This is your slide. So please go ahead, take a picture of this and know that this is what it's all about. And I'm going to go a little deeper and show you what it means right now. Okay. So I just told you, oops, there you go. I just told you that the reason why you're sick is because of chronic inflammation. Okay, get some of the stuff out of the way here so I can see. Wait a minute. Hang on, I gotta hide my controls there. Hide, there you go. Okay, I told you that it is chronic inflammation. That chronic inflammation is triggering your genes to produce certain proteins. Those proteins are bad. They are causing disease and death, and that's not good, right? You will, the more inflammation and the longer you have chronic inflammation in your body, the more tissue damage you will have, and you will develop disease, and eventually you will die from this. And these are the reasons. You have inflammation because you have toxins of all different kinds. Okay. You have biotoxins, those living toxins. That's why we call them biotoxins. It comes from the cavities in your mouth. It comes from mold exposure, fungus, different parasites, viruses like COVID and other things that we're exposed to, and lots of different overgrowths of bacteria. It also comes from those non-living toxins, the chemicals, the heavy metals, the environmental toxicants that we're all exposed to every day. It also comes from electromagnetic radiation from your cell phone, from cell phone towers. This is an important area of research right now that we're learning all about, and it is big, you guys. So this is your these are your toxins, okay? In order for you to heal, we need to find out what your toxins are and help you to reduce them. Not get rid of them 100%, because that would be impossible unless you want to go live in Siberia or something. Even in Siberia, they're, right? So it's about lowering your toxins. You're sick because your toxins are higher than what your immune system can handle right now. And I'm speaking to you as an immunotoxicologist. I know my stuff, okay? You can trust me on this one. You're sick because your toxins are overwhelming your immune system. Your immune system is not winning this battle. The toxins are. And so if we find your toxins and remove them, then now your body, your own immune system can win your battle. And that's very, very important. Now, let's move on from the toxins, because it's not just the toxins, you guys. The toxins is the biggest category, but wow, everybody walking around today. I mean, I do testing in people all day, every day, and I'm telling you, we see major cellular deficiencies in people, okay? People are walking around living with literally a smidgen of the amount of vitamin D that they need in order to be healthy. They don't have enough B vitamins. They don't have enough nutrients. They don't have enough, vitamin A and ALA and fatty acids and, all these different nutrients that your cells need to live. And I always tell this story, okay? Say you decided that you bought this piece of land and you were going to build a house. And the guy who came to build your house, the contractor, said, well, we've got all this wood over here, but gee, we don't have enough nails and we don't have enough cement, but we're going to build your house anyway. Would you let him build your house? No, right? And this is what we're trying to do. We as human beings are walking around eating junk food, not giving our cells everything they need. We don't even have the testing. We don't even know that there's good testing out there that can find all these different things that our cells need. And then we can take the right foods or the right nutrients, the right supplements in order to fix that. And then we can give our cells everything they need to help us remove these toxins, right? But we're walking around in huge deficiencies, okay? How the heck do we expect to build our house? How do we expect to do that? We can't. And that's why we're sick, okay? But it's not just about the nutrients, right? wow, most people are not getting good sleep at night. They're burning the candle at both ends. They're playing on their phone. They're getting bright light right before they go to sleep. They're eating right before they go to sleep. They're ruining their sleep. They are literally creating their own sickness and autoimmune disease. They're not getting good oxygen while they sleep. They're not getting good oxygen during the day because they're so stressed out and hunched over on the computer, and they're not taking deep breaths. They're not getting out in nature. They're not walking. They're not exercising, right? There are so many other things that play into you having, or your cells having, everything that they need, right? And then, of course, people totally forget. You think that chiropractors are quacks? You are wrong. Okay, a good chiropractor, a good functional medicine trained chiropractor can be your very best friend, because keeping your nervous system and your body in alignment so that your nerves can flow freely and can do everything that they need to do from organ to organ to organ, he can be your best friend. She can be your best friend. Okay, so all of this is really important. But now I'm going to go to one more section that people make either too big of an issue about or too little of an issue about. And I'm here to tell you that it's very important that your stress psychology plays a role in your health. And there's literally thousands of studies, you guys, thousands of studies that show us that your cellular metabolism, your brain functioning, your cellular functioning at the biochemical level changes the moment you change your mind. The moment you decide that you're going to be positive, all your cells and everything starts working a little bit better, right? If you stay in that positive state, you will get better and better. Do you know that people have cured stage 4 cancer because they were told they could, and they were given a sugar pill and told that that sugar pill was the latest, greatest drug that's going to cure their cancer? Those people cured their cancer with their positive thoughts alone. And scientifically, we don't know why this is, but we know that it's very true. Your own brain, your own thoughts control so much. And it's not woo-woo, it's good science, you guys. Just because we don't know all the reasons why your brain can do this doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. We've proved that it happens. It's just a matter of us helping you to have better psychology when it comes to your thoughts, and helping you to manage your stress life, helping you to control those traumas that are probably stuck in your cells right now. Boy, I could teach you so much. I don't have time, but you come into one of our programs and we will teach you all about this. Okay. This is really good stuff. Okay. So I hope you got a picture of this, because this is the meat right here. In order for you to heal, I'm going to pass through some of this because I already talked about it. In order for you to heal, it's important that you find your root causes in the areas of toxins, in the areas of your cellular deficiencies, and investigate the areas where your stress is causing higher inflammation. Okay. So I hope everybody got that. And I want to tell you one more story. It's not my story. This is Dr. Mark Hyman's story, who is arguably one of the top doctors in precision root cause and functional medicine. And he tells this story. He says, okay, so say you go to a construction site and you sit down on a bunch of tacks and you get 3 tacks stuck in your booty. Okay. Now, let's just call these 3 tacks what they really are. They are toxins, cellular deficiencies, and stress and trauma. Now, say you're on the internet and you know that, wow, now you have Hashimoto's, or now you have this autoimmune disease, or you have prediabetes, and you know that you need to do something about your health. And so you get on the AIP diet, or you go keto, or you go, vegan, or whatever it is, right? And you think, yes, I'm going to lower my sugar. I'm going to get really healthy. And you might get a little bit better. Why is it that you don't get all the way better? And the reason why is because maybe you did a pretty good job but maybe you didn't pull that tack out, that cellular deficiency, that nutrient deficiency tack. Maybe you didn't pull it out all the way, or maybe you did. Maybe you had a really good naturopath or a really good functional medicine doctor who was really focused on your gut health and really helping you with your diet. And they did a great job of building up your B vitamins and doing all this good stuff for your nutrition, right? But then why are you still sick? Why are you still sick? And the reason is because if you only pull one tack out of your butt and you've got two others stuck in there, you still got two tacks stuck in your butt, guys. Right? You are still going to feel like crap. You're still going to feel pain. You're still going to feel symptoms because you've still got those toxins that you've got to deal with. You've still got that stress and trauma that you've got to deal with. And guess what? If you still have those toxins, it's going to continue to throw your gut health out. So you think you get your gut fixed, and then a year later, you're back on your functional medicine doctor's doorstep again, saying, why is my gut bad again? Why did this happen again? Well, yes, I did start cheating on my diet a little bit. Yeah, that's true. But I cheated because I felt like I wasn't getting enough of relief. And it's because you didn't deal with the toxins completely, or you didn't deal with those cellular deficiencies completely. Or, and this is a big one, you guys, most people forget that stress is one of the top reasons why you have inflammation. So maybe they're really working on these things, but they stress themselves out over it and they just make their stress even worse, right? And so what we need to do as scientists, as doctors, as practitioners, we need to help you to really calmly, lovingly, slowly and carefully work on all three of these things at the same time. So you can really finally start having the results that you really want. And so that's what we do here, right? The holistic healing model is all about removing your toxins, optimizing what your cells need, and maximizing your positive psychology. And that's how you're going to heal. And it's super easy, you guys. I tell people it's not rocket science. It's just good science. I say that all the time because it's really true. We can find your root causes within the next few weeks. So I know that that seems wacky because you think, wow, I've been going to doctors for all these years. No one's ever found my root causes, or yeah, they think it's this, or yeah, they think it's that. Okay. A good scientist, a good holistic practitioner, we've got all the tests at our disposal. We know exactly which ones to use so we don't, run up the bill and, spend too much money on this, right? And within a few weeks, we can find your biggest, most important root causes. And then we can get busy in step 2, which is to correct those root causes, right? And that's really the harder part. Finding your root causes, oh my gosh, you guys, it's so easy. A month from now, we could know them. We could know most of them at least, right? And you can feel empowered and you can feel like you're no longer wondering why you're sick, right? That's the easy part. The harder part is for us to really get in there together and lovingly have a team built around you so that we can support you in making the changes that you need to make in your life in order to reverse the things that we find. And that's just the truth. I had to do it. It took me about 2 years to get to a place where I knew I was no longer that sick woman that was 100 pounds overweight, right? It took me about 2 years to really get there. And I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I don't want you to think that, oh, it took 2 years before you started feeling better. No, I started feeling better little by little right away, right? But getting well, I want to be 100% honest with you about this. Getting well is not it's just easy, a straight up shot, right? It's not like that. Everybody who goes through the healing process, it's a 2-step forward, and then you feel like it's a 1-step back. It's not really. You're just doing good work. And so it kind of feels that way when you're detoxing and removing things from the body, right? Sometimes your body just, okay, this is a little hard, okay? But then you take 2 steps forward again, right? And so that's how people get well. And you need to know that very realistically. There are no quick fixes here. Okay? There are no quick fixes, not unless you're really smart and you're sitting here in front of me and you just started feeling some symptoms. They're brand new to you. Yeah, okay. That's a much faster fix because you haven't developed the tissue damage, right? But you people out there who have been suffering for a long time like I was, this is not a quick fix, but it is a good fix. It's the best fix that science has to offer us. And that is 100% truth that you're listening coming out of my mouth right now. Okay. And so correcting and optimizing is the part where you need a lot of love, a good team of experts around you, never trying to do this by yourself because you don't know what the heck you're doing. You need people to take you by the hand and lead you through, right? And that's how you're going to get really optimally healthy as God wants you to be. Okay. And then we help you to sustain those results. So you don't just, be on a diet for 6 months and then go right back to being your old self, eating M&Ms and ice cream all the time. Okay. That you really learn that there's a time and a place for cheating. And most of the time it's not it. Right. And that you really do have to learn how to love your diet, love a healthy diet, not Jack in the Box and McDonald's. Right. So right now, here's where you probably are. You're probably in that place of, well, gee, I don't know why I'm sick. My doctor doesn't know why I'm sick. Okay. But with some good targeted testing that doesn't blow your bank account apart, that we don't just do all the testing. We do a good analysis and decide what are the best tests for you and your symptoms right now that's really going to help us to narrow in on what your root causes are, right? You do your testing, you find those root causes, and now you know why. Now you can attack your enemy head on. Now you're empowered. Now you are going to become the CEO of your own health, and you can actually take charge and take control. Okay. So I want to tell you about Scott before I give you our, super no brainer, super cheap deal that I've got for you today. Scott, oops, I keep touching that. Hold on. I don't know why it did that, but I touched something here and it went crazy. Always making a mistake during my presentations. It's just the way it is. So Scott, he thinks I'm a genius. Okay, I'm not a genius. I'm just a really good scientist. And I've been in your shoes. I know how to do this because I've done it for lots of people and I've done it for myself. So like I say, it's just good science. It's not rocket science. He says, Dory's a real life medical detective who truly cares. And that's really true, right? Scott was misdiagnosed by several different doctors. He came to us. We narrowed in on what we thought it was. We did the testing. We found that he had some major mercury poisoning and some other things going on with his gut health. And literally within about 6 months, he was really starting to feel better. He's been in our program now for a little over a year and a half, I think, at this point. And he's about ready to fly. He says, Dory's literally giving me my life back. And this was a man who thought his life was over because he was misdiagnosed. And he went from being a man's man, being a professional surfer, to laying on the couch full of anxiety. His anxiety was over the top, right? It wasn't his fault. He wasn't weak. It was the mercury poisoning in his brain causing him to feel that way. Okay. And so we found it, we fixed it, and now he's back to surfing and doing his 10-mile walks with his dog again. And he thinks I'm a genius. I'm not a genius. It's just good science, you guys. It's just the latest science. And you guys can have results like Scott did too. Okay. So that's what we do. We're going to transform your health, and we're going to do it at the cellular level, the biochemical level, the metabolic level, and the genetic level. And we're going to help you to truly heal. And yes, I use the word heal, and I use it boldly, because if we find those main root causes, like Scott, tons of mercury in his body. My goodness, nobody could live under that. No wonder he was so sick. If we remove the mercury and he's no longer sick, do you call that healing? I call that healing. So I don't care how the pharmaceutical industry is going to come against me for using that word. I call it healing. So I've got two awesome deals to give you today. I do have a new book that's coming out. It's called 10 Plus New Scientific Ways to Totally Transform Your Health and Your Life. And like I told you guys, you can totally find and eliminate your root causes. You can do it within the next few weeks, just with some good targeted testing. You can find the reasons why you have your symptoms and your diseases, and you truly can heal. And you can not only heal, you can prevent future illnesses like Alzheimer's. You can protect your body against really bad things coming against you, like COVID, or, God knows who else is coming, what else is coming down the line, right? You need to make sure that your body is optimally healthy, especially right now in this day and age. And so this is my new book, and it is coming out in May. That's what I am told. And the advance order price is $15. Once it's released in May, it'll be $24.99. But right now, you guys can get it for $15. And that's cheap, right? Anybody can afford $15 to learn all these awesome details in this book about really how to take your health back into your own control and be the CEO of your own life again, totally transform your life. So all you have to do is take a picture of this little QR code right there, and that will take you guys straight to this page here. And hopefully you won't do that while I'm talking. I mean, go ahead and take the picture, right? But don't go buy anything yet, right? Just take the picture. And so you've got it there and you've got the website up, okay? Because I've got one more thing that I want to give you today. And so I'm just going to wait on this screen for just a second to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to take a picture of that QR code so that you can grab the book. And feel free, right? I mean, this is my mission, right? With thousands of other doctors and scientists out there. You want to buy this book and give it to people that you know are suffering? Oh, please do. Please do. It's a quick and easy gift that you can give to someone that can totally change their lives. Okay. And I have people sitting before me crying all the time because we change their lives with this information, right? And so you want to be able to have a book like this and give it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to move on. And here's where I'm going to give you what I call my no-brainer, stupid, cheap deal of the day. Okay. And I am going to give this for the first 10 people only because it is such an awesome deal. And I want to preface this part by just telling you guys the truth. I'm a scientist, and yes, I am very outgoing. Yes, I am very, very passionate about the truth that I am telling you today, but I'm a scientist. I am not a salesperson. So if you think that I don't do a good job of selling you on this, that's okay. Just give me grace, okay? Because I just want to give you a really, really, really good deal so that we can start working together and we can literally start finding those root causes and really start changing your life, okay? So for the first 10 people only, this is what I'm going to give you, okay? I'm going to give you this root cause package, okay? And this is where we give you a whole lot of stuff that you're going to love that literally can start to transform and change your life for a really small amount of money, okay? So in this root cause package, we're going to start uncovering those blind spots that you don't know why you're sick. We're going to find them. We're going to find them fast for you. Okay. You're going to get a full root cause one-to-one evaluation with me personally, not with my health coaches. This is directly with me. you're going to get our full 30-day easy quick start program, which is awesome, you guys. It's the basic fundamentals, everything that you need right now to really start lowering your chronic inflammation. Okay. You're also going to get your customized testing strategy. So not just, well, which test do I order? And there's 1,000 of them. No. Once we sit down and talk, I'm going to be able to narrow in on what I think your root causes are. And then we order those tests specifically and only those tests. Okay. So that's super important because that saves you a whole lot of money. Okay. Our 30-day easy quick start program is awesome. It's about, oh my gosh, I can't even remember how many chapters it is, that it follows you through day by day by day. This is what you do on day 1. This is what you do on day 2, right? Makes it super easy for you. It's not overwhelming. Trust me, you can do this, but it's all about your sleep, your diet. It gives you the right way to do an elimination diet and intermittent fasting. It teaches you so much, right? So this is actually a program that is worth $597 if you were to just go to our website and buy it. But we're going to put it in this package for you today. Okay. The root cause evaluation all by itself is worth $497 on the website. But then we're going to give you 10% off of that customized testing strategy as well. I'm going to design it for you. I'm going to show you exactly what you need. And then we're going to give you 10% off. And I can do that only because of the labs. The labs, if you bundle things together, then the labs give me a deal and I can pass that deal on to you. So I want to, we are a Christian mission here. I don't make any, bones about that, right? We're out to change the face of healthcare, and we want to make this as affordable for you to get well as possible. Okay. And so we're going to give you all of these things. It is almost a $1,300 value, right? But I'm going to give you an even better deal. Okay. I kind of love doing this. It's kind of fun. I am going to also give you another program that we put out for people. It's a $597 value program, and it's called Reverse Brain Fog, Anxiety, and Depression Now. It's based all on the latest science, and it is awesome. It's a full program. Like, I think it's 12 or 13 or 14 chapters, right? It's like reading a book. It's awesome, you guys. You're going to love it. It's all about how to reverse your anxiety and depression and brain fog, right? It also includes your full neurochemical supplement protocols. Okay. So the protocols are right there for you. Okay. And this is really nice to start people off. Okay, so that's a $597 value. I'm going to give that to you as a bonus today as part of your root cause evaluation package. And also, I've got another bonus for you, that 10% off of the customized lab package that we talked about earlier, right? That can save a lot of money, you guys, because I'm going to narrow in on it for you. Also, I want to give you my transformation cheat sheet. And this is something very special that we put together because we noticed that some people just kind of get lost in the weeds, even though we're holding them by the hand and we're walking them through. Because you have brain fog, because you're still sick, because you don't know all the things that we know, it can feel like, oh my gosh, this is like a lot, right? And so we created this transformation cheat sheet to help you know this is how you heal. First step, this is what you got to accomplish. Second step, this is what you got to accomplish. Third step, this is what you got to accomplish. And this is where we're taking you over the next however many months it takes you to heal. These are the steps that we are going to be walking through in order to get you there. And it's true about everybody. These are the basic steps, the basic outline that we all need to do in order to heal. And this is huge. I find that this just, more than anything else, having something like this really helps your mindset when you're so, overwhelmed with the healing process, right? And so, and this is worth another $200, right? And then the last bonus that I want to give you as part of this root cause evaluation package today is we're going to give you 10% off of any supplements that you need for life. Okay. Once you're part of our full script plan and you're a client of ours, you automatically get 10% off for the rest of your life. And it's supplements for you, for your family, even personal care products and, healthy deodorants and things like that, right? And you can save a ton of money being in this full script program, right? And, it's not a membership. You don't have to pay anything for it, right? It's just something that we give you moving forward when you choose to work with us, right? It just makes things a little bit easier. And so I want to give you my promise, my money back guarantee. Okay. And if your eyes are glazing over, stop for a minute, look into my eyes and hear me truthfully. Okay. I know as a scientist, I have your answers. I know how to find your root causes. Okay. I know that I can help you. Okay. It's just a matter of us starting to work together. And you're going to see some amazing results, just like our other clients do. Okay. I guarantee that I'm going to find your root causes for you. I also guarantee that you're going to be loved and that you're never going to feel alone in this process of healing. This is not like regular, just going to the doctor once a month. Okay. This is you're all in. And we're all in with you. And we're your team that's surrounding you and supporting you and loving you to go through this process. And I mean that. I'm like a mother bear with my clients, right? I laugh and say I'm like a Jewish mom, right? You can't easily get rid of me because I really do care about you. And when you come to work with us, my whole team, we're loving, we really care about you, and we are going to just take you by the hand and walk you through this and teach you how to do it. And you're going to get great results, probably because we do love and care about you so much. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that that's a fair deal?
Yeah.
I think it's a fair deal. All right. So let's show you what everything's worth here. And then I'm going to give you the price and give you a chance to go grab it, because I did remind you that it's the first 10 people that are going to get this. Okay. Everything that I'm offering you today is literally worth over $2,500. And if you went out to any other functional medicine or root cause office, you know that this is true if you've ever worked with anyone, right? You're going to get that root cause evaluation one-on-one with me. You're going to get that 30-day easy quick start program. You're going to get 10% off of your customized testing. You're going to get the bonus reverse brain fog, anxiety, and depression program, 10% off. Hey, I already said that, 10% off your customized labs. I had that twice on my slide. That's hilarious. Okay, I got to fix that. You're going to get your bonus transformation cheat sheet. I told you I was a bad salesperson, right? Now you see why. And the other bonus of 10% off of your supplements and your personal care products for life. So it truly is, I'm not just bumping up the price, right? It truly is worth more than $2,500 if you were to go anywhere else to get this. But here we go. Are you guys ready? Get out your phones, because you guys can take a picture of this QR code that I'm going to give you next. And you guys can go ahead and grab the deal, because it's going to be awesome. Are you ready? Here we go. Boink. It is $197 for all of that today. And if you know anything about functional root cause medicine, you know that that is a steal, right? For you to be able to sit before an immunotoxicologist, a scientist who has healed herself and who knows how to help you. $197 is a steal for everything that you're going to get today. So go ahead. You can take a picture of this QR code. And if for some reason you can't use the QR code, or you don't like using QR codes, you can just put this into your browser. Make sure that you do your, HTTPS : thing. bit.ly/root cause 7. Okay, I'm going to say that again, but you guys can see it hopefully on your screen. Do your https:// bit.ly root cause 7, or just, take a little picture of the QR code. And that's going to give you the special deal of $197. As soon as 10 people join, the system will automatically switch it over to the regular $597 price that we give out on the website, which is still an awesome deal for everything that you're getting. But I want to give you, because you guys have sat here with me for all this time, I want to give you this really awesome deal today. So, but for the first 10 people only, okay? So I'm just going to leave this up for a second to make sure that you can get your picture, and you can get it if you need to, if you can type it into your browser, if you need to do that. I'm going to say the browser again. It's https:// the normal, and then bit.ly root cause 7. Okay. And now while you guys are doing that, I can't really see who's ordering and who isn't, because, I don't know how to do that. I'm just giving you the presentation today. But while you're doing that, I'll tell you a little bit more about some of our clients. So this is Pam, and she says, Dory and her program gave me the answer when I was told there were none. Dory gave me hope when I was told I was hopeless. And best of all, Dory gave me support when others walked away. And look at Pam's smile on her face, right? She's getting awesome results. I'm so proud of her and the work that she's doing in our program. It's a beautiful thing. I have the best job in the world because I get to help people to completely change their lives every day. So there's that QR code. If you just came in and you want to take a picture of it, I'll show it to you again in a moment. And then we're going to take some questions in just a minute here. So if you have any specific questions about your health, all we ask is that, you limit your questions to one question at a time, and then give someone else a chance to ask a question too. And we'll just go back and forth for a little while. I really love doing this with you guys, so I'm not in a rush to get off here. So I will give you plenty of time to ask questions with me, okay? And let's talk a little bit about where you're at. Right? I know that we can agree together that the symptoms that you're suffering from are concerning you. I know that we know that you don't want to have those symptoms, right? Nobody wants these symptoms. You don't want to have to just take all these medications that your doctor keeps throwing at you. You want real answers. You want to know why your body is doing this, right? You don't want to be a victim of your disease. And, biggest thing, what do we want? We want our power back, right? We want to be in control of our lives. We never want to be a victim of a disease. I'll tell you, I lived like that for 15 years, and it was the worst, most horrible thing that anybody will have to go through. Feeling like you are a victim, especially if you're the kind of person that, man, you can do anything. You're out there, you're killing it in life, you're doing everything you can, and then you get knocked down by a disease. Yeah, it's bad. It sucks, okay? And I'm here to tell you that even if you're very severe, even if you've suffered for decades like I have, there are answers for you. There are new things that you can do. And they really do make a huge difference. They will give you your life back if you choose to do them, right? And here I want to tell you about Christy. Christy is one of our European clients. We have clients all over the world, in Europe, and of course, all over the United States and Canada and Australia. We even have a lady in Thailand, right? We have clients all over. And Christy says, I absolutely love Tori's confidence in finding our root causes, and I trust her knowledge to get my vibrant health back. I used to feel very negative about my illness, but Dory's bright and positive personality always helps me to stay hopeful. I feel blessed to be working on my root causes, and I no longer feel like a victim of autoimmune disease. Yes, you guys, okay, this is what it's all about. I no longer feel like a victim. You don't have to be a victim of your disease. I hope that you hear the passion in my voice. This is real, you guys. Everybody who knows me knows I get like this all the time. This is me. I am so excited now that I got my life back. And I know that you can get your life back too. I've helped thousands of people to do this, and I know that I can help you, right? And if for some reason you get into a meeting with me, and if you stump me, I will tell you, and I'll refer you to someone better, right? You know, this is not about me getting your money. This is about you getting well, okay? Because I've been a Christian for 35 plus years right now, okay? And I know that the whole reason why God has me alive today and why I'm not already in heaven is because I was supposed to go through this hell that I went through in my life so that I can help you, so that I can have this passion and have this knowledge and have this training and to be able to help you. Okay. So this business, this mission that I run is truly a heartfelt mission. And it is about you transforming your life, but not just about you. It's about transforming the face of healthcare. It's about truly changing the medical world, because scientifically, that's what we have. We have God's truth. We know a lot of these answers, and we know that the pharma-funded conventional medicine sick care system is not helping you. And we're about to just change the world, right? So that's what this is all about. So this is everything that we're offering. It's over $2,500 worth of value. It's only $197 today. And so the last thing that I want to say before we start taking questions is, what is your health worth to you? Let's go back to that slide, or if you just joined us and you missed that part, let's go back to that part where we said, hey, what would it feel like if you could take your worst symptom that you suffer from right now, and if you could make it 50% better, just 50%, would that make a difference in your life? Would that mean that you could play with your kids and grandkids more? Would that mean that you could do more with your family? Would that mean that you would feel like less of a victim and more of a positive, productive person? Yeah, you're darn right it would, right? With the science that we have today, we can literally get you an average of 80% better. 80%, you guys. I'm 95% right now, okay? It is worth it, right? And I get like, at this point in the presentation, everybody who knows me knows I'm just a straightforward, bold, honest person anyway. That's what being sick and coming out of it will do for you. You'll get real bold about the truth, right? And I want you to think back to the last time, because sometimes I have people tell me, oh, 197, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, right? Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I have spent thousands of dollars on my health, and it is worth every single penny. Every single penny I spent. Every penny I borrowed to get my health back, because I was broke. I had to borrow to make it happen, right? Not everybody has to do that. But look, think back to the last time that you had your hair done. How much did that cost? What about when you got your nails done? How much did that cost? The last time you went to Home Depot and decided that you were going to buy a whole bunch of things for your house, how much did that cost? Okay. If I told you that you could take one of those trips to the mall, or one of those trips to Home Depot, or to get your nails done, and instead take that money and put it into a good test to find some of your root causes, what would you rather have? What would you rather have? Would you rather have your beautiful nails, or would you rather have your health back? I think you want your health back.
Yes.
So, yeah, hello, right? So don't let a little thing like money that you're going to spend on something else anyway, don't let a little thing like money stand in the way of you getting your health back. Okay. I'm giving you a no-brainer, crazy, stupid, cheap deal. Okay. Take advantage of it. And I don't even know if there's any left at this point. I don't know if we've already sold those 10 or not. But if not, try. Okay. Because literally for the price of what you spend on Starbucks, okay, give up that Starbucks. It's junk. It's crap. It's making you sick. I'm telling you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. I know we love our Starbucks, but it is killing you. Okay. It is loaded with mold. It is loaded with toxins. It is very unhealthy. It's got so much dang sugar in it that you are literally causing your own Alzheimer's disease. Give it up. That's $6 a day, sometimes more, depending on what you buy. Okay. That's a lot of money, you guys. You could buy a test for that. You could have your root causes. One test can tell you maybe 5, 10 root causes, depending on what test you buy, right? Oh my gosh, you can know so much information just by giving up your Starbucks and putting that money into a good test instead, okay? Or putting it into meeting with me so that I can tell you, what testing you need, right? Okay, be smart about this, you guys. Don't be stupid about it, right? I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying, look, I'm giving you the truth, okay? You can get your health back, but you got to be willing to invest in it, right? Because I'm not going to work for free. You're not going to work for free, right? We don't work for free. We're running a business here. I got to pay my people, just like you have to go to work and, your boss has to pay his people. Okay. It's the same thing. Okay. But we're going to do it as cheaply as possible for you. And that's what's important. Okay. So you want to solve your problem. Let's get busy. And let me tell you about Lindsay before we leave. And I love this picture of her. Her little kiddos, they look just like her, don't they? They're like little spitting images of Lindsay. I adore Lindsay. She is so awesome. She has this huge health road ahead of her, and she's come such a long way. And she says Dory has been blessed with a tremendous gift from God as a medical detective. She's kind and compassionate and has always been there for me throughout my healing journey. God bless you, Dory. And every time I read that slide, it's emotional, you guys, because here's a woman who practically thought her life was over. She had so many things against her. Really hard health journey ahead of her because she had really severe mold exposure and Lyme disease. And it really took her life down, right? She has come so far. She's doing so good. And Lindsay, if you're watching, what she often is, I love you. And I'm so proud of you. And so there's your QR code again. 197. You can take a picture of that. I hope there's some still available, but if there's not, the current price, the 597 price, is still a great price. Okay. And so before we get to questions, over and above all the work that I do as a scientist and as a medical detective for you, I think that God gave me a lot of compassion in everything that I've been through, right? And I've always had that spiritual gift of motivation, right? I love empowering you. I love encouraging you and helping you to move beyond this place of being stuck. I've always been that person, right? And so I've been able to pull all of that together to help you now. And so I just want to say to you, if you stay where you're at, right now, you're sitting here and you've listened to this whole thing. There's a reason why. I honestly believe as a Christian that you are supposed to be here. You have a divine appointment to hear this information. And whether you ever spend a dime with me or not, whether you get the book or not, whether you come work with me or not, I don't think that matters as much as the fact that you're sitting here and you're hearing this information coming out of my mouth right now. You're getting hope. You are knowing that, I've learned something new today. I think I might be able to go off and maybe I can get well. And even if you go choose one of my other practitioner friends to help you, that's awesome. That's where we want you, right? We want you to get well, right? I would love you to come work with me. But if you go off and work with someone else, great. Okay. Just do it. Okay. Don't stay where you're at. Don't be that person who listens to all of this good stuff that I've given you today and just sit on it and do nothing. Okay. Because that's where you're just going to stay stuck. Okay. Lack of action means that you're going to stay stuck and you're sitting here for a reason. You've been given the truth for a reason. Now I am charging you with a responsibility. Get up off your butt and do something about your health. Do it. Okay. Go do your research. You don't have to believe everything that I say. Go do your research on it. Go figure out that I'm telling you the truth, right? But don't just sit and do nothing with this information that I've given you today, right? There's a passage in James in the Bible that talks about this. And it says, some people, they hear the truth and it's like they look at themselves in the mirror and then they walk away and forget what they look like. And some people do that, sadly, and they continue to be a victim of their illness instead of being that person who is totally in charge of your own health, who knows what their root causes are, who knows they've got their protocols, they know how to fix it, they've got a team around them, they've got experts, they're doing it, man. They are doing it. They're taking action. This is where you need to be, not stuck in being a victim of your disease. Okay, that's old school. Don't believe your doctor if he's telling you that you're incurable. It's bull, you know what? It's bull honkies. Okay. I'm not going to cuss because I'm a good girl, but I'm telling you, don't believe that crap. Okay. You can heal. You absolutely can heal. So take action, whatever it is. If you want to come work with me, great. If you want to buy my book, great. These are awesome things. It's why I'm sitting here in front of you, to get you to make this decision. Okay. But if it just makes you get out and go read a bunch of research or go buy one of Dr. Mark Hyman's books or go to the YouTube and go read, go look up Dr. Berg and, all these other great doctors out there who are doing such an awesome job with the new science. Go do your research, go do something, but please promise me that you're not going to sit on your butt and do nothing with this information, because I want you to be well. God wants you to be well. That's why you're sitting here today. All right. So I want you to dream. I want you to achieve great things for your life, because you're not here for nothing. Okay. You are a beautiful creation of God. You deserve to have the life that He created you to have. So I want you to know that there is hope, that you can do this. You can get well. Okay. So now I want to open this up for questions. There's a bunch more slides that I have here that I can use to answer questions for you. But the bottom line is I want to be able to have some time to go over some personal health questions with you. So please feel free, while people are still joining, and right, please feel free to open up your mind and just start talking. Just ask your question. The only thing that I ask during this time is don't monopolize. This is not a time for us to go through a half an hour of only answering your question, right? Let's give other people time to ask. And For asking a whole lot of questions, grab that 197 and let's go ahead and sit down and answer all of your questions. Okay. All right. So who wants to go first? Please don't be shy. Just open up your mic. And what's on your mind today? Did I say anything that you felt was complete crap? Because if so, I want to hear about it. I want to answer that objection for you. Did I say anything that gave you hope? Because I want to hear about that too. Hear your fears. I want to hear, well, but what about this? Right? Go ahead and open it up and start talking.
Hi, this is Lily.
Hi, Lily.
One of my biggest question is this. I
Sure.
had a cancerous tumor in my appendix. They were able to
Sure.
get it out, but I'm now very concerned about it coming back. Even
Of
though
course
they
you are.
removed it, I'm now predisposed to getting cancer.
Of course you
so
are.
my question is, how would there are so many diets out there?
Mhm.
What is your method in designing a cancer-free diet program?
I am so glad you asked that question because you're giving me an opportunity to tell you exactly how we work. Okay. For one thing, there is no one diet for all cancer patients. There is no one diet for all autoimmune patients.
Right.
Your diet should depend on your particular genetics,
Okay.
your particular state of your gut microbiome at the time, which is continually changing. So your diet has to continue to change. Now, there are basics that we all ascribe to where, okay, especially with a cancer patient, no sugar, Lily. And I
Right.
mean zero sugar. Okay. It is imperative if you want to save your life because
Okay.
yes, cancer will come back. Why? Because you haven't changed the root causes that caused the cancer in the first place. Just removing the cancer is often not enough. And that's why, what are the stats? It's something like 60 some odd % of people who have cancer will again have cancer because you didn't fix the real reason why it happened in the first place. And that's because you're overloaded with toxins. Your cells don't have everything they need and you're under too much stress. Okay. And it's those three things together. And we have to find those root causes for you. Okay. Now, we design a diet that is one, anti-inflammatory, but anti-inflammatory for you specifically. And that's important. Okay. Of course, we got to get rid of sugar. Of course, we have to get rid of processed junk that is loaded with toxins. Of course. Okay. But then it gets really nitty gritty because then you have to look at the person's genetics. And there's certain foods that your body needs that someone else maybe doesn't need.
Okay.
Right. There's certain foods that, like, I don't tolerate gluten at all, but I lived my whole life eating it. But I never knew that I have celiac genes, right? My genetics say I am super sensitive to gluten and it will make me sick. So I have to stay 100% gluten-free. That sucks, you guys.
Yes.
Yes,
I will tell you, I tried it and I cannot find the right bread, because I like sandwiches and stuff. I cannot find the right bread to make a sandwich, and it
Yeah,
stinks.
really? It stinks. I hear you loud and clear. It stinks. But let me tell you, stay away from the gluten-free breads. You don't need a sandwich. I like sandwiches too. Okay. I love sandwiches. You do not need a sandwich every day. If you want to have a sandwich, maybe, once every couple of months or something. Okay. Find a different way to eat that does not make you sick. Okay. Now, This comes from Dr. Daniel Amen. He is a famous psychiatrist and brain functional medicine person, root cause person. You guys have probably seen him all over PBS, and he's everywhere. Okay, he's really, really famous, super, super expensive, but probably worth it. Dr. Daniel Amen says this, and he is so right. Don't love foods that don't love you back. Okay, it's like being in a toxic relationship. Okay, now I love chocolate. I love bread. I love pasta. Okay.
Yeah.
But I had to break up with chocolate and sugar. I had to break up with bread. I had to break up with high grain foods that are really high carbohydrates because they cause me illness. They cause me toxicity.
Okay.
I had to break up with them because they were toxic relationships. Okay.
I have a suggestion on the gluten front
Huh?
because I also cannot have gluten. And my story, just real quick, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease back in 2009. It was after I had suffered being diagnosed with everything all the way up to MS for 3 years prior. I literally had a neurophysiologist that said, I can't help you. You need to go to a naturopath and a homeopathic doctor.
Good doctor.
Blew my mind. And
Good
what's it?
doctor. Thank God.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And so I did, and I got better. Unfortunately, for all those years, I never had a vaccination for the flu, for, shingles, anything, all these things you see the commercials about. But when COVID hit, I had just started a brand new job, and they said, oh, well, bring us your vaccination card. We need to upload it.
Oh boy.
So, of course, I went to my naturopath here and asked if she thought that would be an issue. And she said, it's, playing a game. It's a gamble. But so far, some of the other Lyme patients haven't had a real issue. I did. And I went right back to having a neurologist. It was from having a bulging disc in my cervical spine, having an MRI that they found, oh, you have lesions in your brainstem. Let's do a full brain. They said, you have a bunch more lesions. I'm like, okay, I already know, and I know what that is. So thank you very much. Thank you for the pictures. But like we were talking, that doctor's like, oh, we have all these fantastic new medicines. Will you take this once a month or take this? But anyways, I digress. Getting back to the gluten, what I learned the first time around when it was like, no more gluten for you, is instead of trying to focus on, oh, I can't have this. This isn't good, even if it is gluten-free. I can't do that. I found ways to make it fun and find some new recipes. Is there a way to, you know what? I was unbelievably ecstatic that like Jimmy John's, even though there's full of preservatives on their food, they make an unwich where it's wrapped in romaine lettuce. Making spaghetti for my kids. Huh?
I still wouldn't touch those kinds of foods with a 10-foot pole.
No, but then I did find I had a client at my job who had a big garden, and he brought me zucchini. And you know what? I just shredded that zucchini and I made noodles. And guess what? We're having spaghetti.
Hello.
But
there are so many ways to eat healthy.
Yeah, and have fun with it.
Yeah, and it feels good, you guys. Here's what I learned, because
it does.
I was the biggest junkie, and I no lie. I mean, you can go back to my friends. You can ask them, okay? When I was sick, I thought that I was really healthy because, doing healthy things for myself. I knew I wasn't healthy because I was sick, but I thought I was doing healthy things for myself because I had this green powder that was really expensive. It was like $80 a month. And I was putting it into and making a smoothie with it every single day. So I thought I was such a good girl. Well, at the same time, I'm eating tons of bread and pasta and macaroni and cheese out of the box and driving through Jack in the Box and McDonald's and just every kind of junk food that you can imagine. But I had my smoothie every day. I was the worst, you guys. I know what it's like to be a foodie. I know what it's like to be a fatty. Okay. I was 100 pounds overweight. And I was this tiny little person all my life until I got sick and they put me on all the medications and the steroids and everything else and gained 100 pounds. I know what it's like to feel like you're going to fail at a diet. Okay?
Yes.
And I'm here to tell you, I know that if I can do this with, you know, my own mindset of where it was, thinking that I was going to fail, thinking that, well, I could never live without my chocolate and my macaroni and cheese, blah, blah, blah. Those are lies that we tell ourselves. And from a Christian perspective, from my perspective, it's lies that I know the enemy tells us to keep us sick. Because if we're healthy and we're living for the Lord, we're out there doing amazing things. We're loving people, we're helping people, and we're making the devil angry. Right. And so we need to really change our mindset about that. And so that's what we do in our programs here. We talk a lot about truth and mindset and hey, here's this recipe, and oh my gosh, here's that recipe. And look, when you start feeling better, when you're stuck and you're eating macaroni and cheese and ice cream, your life stinks. You're a victim. Your life sucks, but you got your macaroni and cheese. Okay. When you eat healthy and it tastes great because you've learned how to make these amazing sauces and they're even better. Your cheeseburger that you make now is even better than the one that you can get anywhere else, right? It's delicious, man. It's like gourmet. You're eating like a king and like a queen. Okay. When you learn how to eat like that, and then your body starts getting better, and then you get more and more motivated, and your brain works better, and your body works better, and your pain is going away, and you're losing weight, and wow, you guys, there is no better feeling in the world than that. Then you're in control, you're in power, you love your food. I love my diet. My diet is not boring. My diet, while some people would say, oh, that's so extreme. Oh, it's so restrictive. Bull, you guys, bull. It's the way God meant us to eat in the first place. And what we've been conditioned to believe that we're supposed to be eating, all this junk at the grocery store, that's the lie. Okay, that's the processed junk full of sugar, full of toxins, full of crap. Okay, just because you're raised on it and you love it doesn't mean that you are supposed to be eating it. Right? Hold on, my phone is ringing. I should have turned it off before we started. You guys like that? I don't know if you could hear that, but that's my dance that I have on my phone. Because I'm a happy, positive person. And when my phone rings, I dance, right? This is what getting healthy will do for you. Makes you this totally positive, happy person where, man, I can tell you that for 15 years, I wasn't. So you can do this, you guys. You really, really, really can. What else can I answer for you?
Hi, Dr. Dory.
Hi, just call me Dory. I'm a scientist.
Yes, Miss Scientist. I just want to first say thank you for all your wealth of knowledge and your time. You've been so patient and giving all this good info for us. And I want to say God bless you. I enjoyed it. Yes, God give you strength to continue your good work. Of course, I'm definitely signing up to start my first interview with you whenever I get an appointment with your office. But you're right. I have a hypothyroidism, but I don't like to say I have it. That they said I have it, and I have fibroid. So, do you give supplements for these things, or what's your protocol?
Oh, that's a great question. So your protocol is going to depend on your genetics, on your gut health, and on your root causes. So just because you have hypothyroidism, you can take 100 different people with hypothyroidism or with Hashimoto's if it, leans over into the autoimmune side, right? You can take 100 people with that same disease, okay? You can have 100 different reasons why those
Yes.
people have Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism. Okay.
Okay.
So your protocol is not going to be the same as everybody else's. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of the reasons why is because of your diet. And most of the time our diet has some flaws in it. So we do need to fix those things. But what about all your different toxicities? What's going on in your body, right? Your body is different than everybody else's. So your protocol is going to be different. But I can tell you that over and above the big picture is, yes, you have to work on your root causes. So if we find some chemical toxicities or biological toxicities or whatever we find, we have to specifically do protocols that work on that. We have to specifically do protocols that work on your nutritional and cellular deficiencies. And of course, we have to give you a lot of love and help you with the stress, whatever that means. If that means that we need to get you a good EMDR therapist or whatever that means, right? Or maybe it's just us loving you that gives you, right? Whatever, okay?
Right.
We have to design the protocol that's specific for you. And we can't forget about your gut health, because your gut is like the hub, that microbiome. We've learned so much, right?
Yes.
Not only the microbiome in your gut, but in your mouth, in your other areas of your body. And we can test those and we can see what they need. And then we give you exactly what you need. Ultimately, the big picture to helping people to get well, and this is going to sound really simplistic, but it's just a fact. If we remove all the bad things that your cells don't need, and then we give you all the good things that your cells do need, your body will take care of itself.
That's right.
The immune system will get strong. And your body, the innate intelligence that God put inside of your own body, that scientists don't even know everything about how it works right now. We're still learning, right? But your body knows. God gave your body that intelligence, and your body knows. But you got to get rid of all the crap first.
Sure.
And that your body has everything it needs. So it's going to be a combination, to finally answer your question now. It's going to be a combination of you learning how to lower your stress, place good boundaries in your life and lower your stress. It's going to have to do with changing certain ways that you live. Like if you like to stay up until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Wow. What made me say that when I was talking to you? I don't know. Okay.
That's my hour, wide in the morning.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Can I be really honest and say this? And I hope that you hear it in love.
Yes.
You're going to cause yourself Alzheimer's disease doing that.
No. Yes, I
You
understand.
got to stop doing that.
Yes.
You have to stop it. And you have to have help stopping it, right? And making that happen with a good team of people around you who are loving you to help you to make those changes. Ultimately, you have to change your lifestyle practices that are making you sick. At the same time, you have to get really good nutrition. You have to follow protocols that remove your toxins. Okay. That always includes, supplements and certain foods in combination. Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a little bit different for you than it's going to be for someone else.
Yes, understand. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so very much. God bless.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Go to bed on time tonight.
Yes.
Also,
turn off your phone.
Okay. Yes.
Also, just to let you know, I did try going on your website that you showed, and because I'm on my phone, I was not able to it never pulled up the website at all. I tried it
really
6 to 8 times. Yes, ma'am.
That's not good. Oh, that's not good. I hope I hope you guys all aren't having that problem. Write down this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That's the wrong one, you guys. You know what I did? Oh, I grabbed the wrong. Hold on.
I thought the
Is-
text, yeah.
Is it this one? Hold on. Let me go back to the right one. Oh my gosh, I screwed up. I forgot to change because I changed the link to make it easier for people. And then I forgot to change it on the last slide. So that's just me being a bad salesperson here. So this is the one right here that you need. So
Yes,
write this.
I just tried that one. I tried it probably 6 times and it did
Hold on.
not pull up.
Hold on. I'm going to test it right here in front of us because it worked before I started today. So then it's
Somebody else just chatted in that it worked as well.
that it did work for other people.
That it did, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Now it's not working here for me.
Hmm.
That's weird. Hold on. Let's fix it. So it is this one. And we had it right. It's bit.ly/root cause 7.
Could you
the
put that
way
in the
it's being typed in?
is there any way for you to copy and put that in the chat?
Yes, I can do that. Great idea. Thank you. That's a great idea.
But yes,
Chat.
I just wanted to make you aware of that so that
Thank you, because sometimes the tech really it's overwhelming. Okay, so now I'm putting that in the chat for everybody.
okay.
And so
Okay.
let's see if it works now for you.
Yes, it actually did.
Okay.
It took me to a different website.
Yes, it does. Yes, it's a different
one took me to a different website.
So. That's correct. That's right. And it will let you order that whole root cause evaluation package. Now, I'm also going to grab the one for the book right now, and I'm going to put that one into the chat as well for everyone. There you go. So it's 2 separate places that you go to. One will let you buy the book. The other one will let you get the root cause evaluation package. And truth be known, I think they set it up also is that if you buy one or the other, it will also put you into the other one as well to see if you want to buy that too. So I think either way, you can get to buy both things if you want to, or you can choose not to. It doesn't, either way, it won't make you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I will tell you some of the information that you gave us tonight was really, really good information and not something I had thought about before. It's like
excellent. That is what I'm here to achieve.
So how did you find so were you doing research on your own and just found this, or how did you? So I guess one of my questions is, how did you find the immune answers? How did you find him and get in contact with him? How did all of that, how did you meet? How did you two meet?
Yeah, so this is a really cool story that if you guys want to hear it, I'll tell you. Do you guys want me to take a couple of minutes and tell you the story? Okay, so so when I was really, really sick, what happened is I was in the middle of this like 2-week long flare, and it was one of the worst flares that I had ever suffered from. I mean, I literally laid in bed and thought that this was the end because, I had doctors and specialists tell me that they thought that average lifespan for someone with all of the diseases that I had was about 10 years. And I had one doctor who flippantly, I will never forget the look in his face when he said that. He said, well, you might have 20 if you're lucky. Here I am raising a baby and, right? Anyway, so here I was, I'm in the middle of this flare. It had been about 14 years. So I knew I was kind of past that 10-year mark, and I was really, really ill. And I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom. And I don't know how severe some of you guys are who are watching this right now, but I was so sick that I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom, and I had to go, and I had to go for a long time. And so I finally said, well, okay, I have to get up. I have to go. And nobody was home. I was here by myself. My granddaughter was at school. My sister, who I live with, she was taking care of me. She was going to work. So I got myself up. I got to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. And on the way back, I collapsed. And as I collapsed, it's like this whole, like you can imagine this like emotional scene. And I just looked up and started screaming at God. And I just said, please, don't take me yet. Please don't, the thoughts of my granddaughter or my sister coming home and finding me dead on the floor, you know what I mean? All that craziness goes through your head, and I said to him, I literally cried out, and I literally said, I'm a scientist, for crying out loud. If there's anything I need to learn, what is it? Right? This whole, dramatic, crazy scene. As and I got up, I sat there and I cried for a little while. And then I got up and I got into bed, and I had this TV over my bed. Of course I did, because I laid in bed and was sick all the time, right? So I had this TV over my bed. I no longer have that because it's not healthy, by the way. And on the screen was a YouTube video that to this day I cannot find it. Okay, so this is weird, but it's my story. Okay, and it said scleroderma and functional medicine, and right away I went, jeez. I'm like, that's just a bunch of crap. Nobody can cure scleroderma, right? And I had the same negative, really bad attitude that a lot of people hit me with. Okay. And so I was laying in bed and I didn't watch it. I, was flipping through the channels, and it drove me crazy. It was like God was going, hey, idiot, I put that there for you to watch. Right. And it just drove me crazy. It really did. And I literally out loud, I knew it was God. And I said to him, I said, all right, already, I will watch the video. So I went back, I watched the video. What was it? It was loaded with all of the science, peer-reviewed research studies over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I went, what? All these years I've been sick and I've been, kind of away from the science. Every now and then I would go back and research some stuff, but most of the time I just felt defeated. I just felt like a victim. And here is all this new science, but it's under this thing called functional medicine. And when I was in my PhD and master's programs, I was taught that stuff was all a bunch of bull.
Yes.
Okay. And so I was totally brainwashed against it. But here I am seeing all of this research, and I'm looking at that going, well, okay. And in that moment, I knew that God was answering my prayer. I mean, literally, I was just praying to him a little bit before and just saying, please show me the answer. And he did. Okay. And so this is a fact. I'm you know, people can believe it or whatever, but this is literally what happened. If we all get to heaven someday, we'll all be standing before God. And did that really happen to Dory? Yep, it really did. Yep, that's really how it happened. But I had to do my own research, right? As a scientist, I had to do my own peer review, right? I needed to go through and I needed to do a meta-analysis and look at all the PubMed research articles and follow some of these doctors who were doing this work and watch what they were doing. And I spent about 2 months of doing my research. And as a scientist, that's what I do. That's my brain. That's what I do, right? So I was still good at it, even though I had such terrible brain fog. I could still do it. It took me about 2 months. I did it from my bed, literally. And by the time I was done, I was just shaking my head going, oh my gosh, the Lord really did answer my prayer. He really did show me some truth. And then from there, I got busy. I found my first doctor was not the best. Unfortunately, he just went for the kill. He found some root causes, but he went straight for the kill. Put me through a lot of hell. My body just went through a lot of hell. It still worked, but it was hard. Then my second doctor was really much better trained from the Institute for Functional Medicine. She was also a Christian who wanted to like take me under her wing. She knew that I was a scientist and that I would be able to heal and help more people too. So it was this whole big, like, you know, beautiful camaraderie thing. And she taught me a lot. I also went through this whole process myself, of course, you know, so nothing beats on the job training like that, right? And then I just kept learning. That's me. I'm a geek, you know, I'm one of those scientist workaholic geek people that I have to be studying and learning all the time. And so, you know, God just used that to show me all these different things that were out there. And then, of course, I got linked up finally with people like Isaac Jones and all the people that he has helped. Like he is the mentor. He's my mentor now. And he's the mentor for people like Dr. Josh Axe, which I'm sure you know who he is, and Dr. Dan Pompa, and, you know, Jay Davidson of Cellcore. He is the mentor for all these really famous functional medicine and root cause people, right? And so then he became my mentor. And of course, I learned more from him as well. By that time, I had already had my business for several years. I had already learned a lot. But in this business, look, the science is coming at us exponentially. It's coming at us so fast. We're learning so much so fast right now. And so you have to be surrounded by really good people, and you can't just be all alone learning the stuff by yourself. And so the organization that I'm in right now, which is Health Experts Alliance, that's the organization that is led by Dr. Isaac Jones. There are literally thousands of us. Doctors and scientists who are changing the world, you guys. It's really cool. So that's my story, and it's the truth. Now I'm sticking to it.
What type of genetic test, if I'm going to go through this and find out what toxins, what genetic issues, what I don't want to go through and just say, hey, I want to get a genetic test. What specific genetic testing should I be asking for, or should I be going for when I go to see my nutritionist or go to see my specialist? What specific tests should I be asking for?
Okay, so here at our company, we use the top genetics company in the world. And the reason why I can say that so boldly is because it's the name of the company is 3x4 Genetics. I'll say it again, 3x4 Genetics. The reason why it's the best in the world is because on their scientific team is nobody other than the father, or we call him the grandfather of functional medicine, Dr. Jeffrey Bland. And trust me, if you don't know who Dr. Jeffrey Bland is, please go look him up. He is the leader of the Personalized Lifestyle Medicine Institute. He is an amazing genius, you guys. And without the work that he has done, I would not be alive. And I can say that, 100%. I know that, right? He's the person who trained Dr. Mark Hyman and all the top doctors in functional medicine, right? This man is the scientific advisor of 3x4 Genetics. So they're doing something right. Okay. And this is a company you can't just go and order it for yourself. You have to be working with a practitioner like me, and we have to order it for you. And the reason why that is because your genetics are absolutely protected 100%. Okay. So it's not like, the insurance company is going to get a hold of this information. Right.
Which
you're very particular about that in functional root cause medicine. Right.
Yeah.
Very particular.
Which is what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
I
know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm very protective of just
As
because
should be.
I don't want I'm looking to go into law enforcement. I don't want anything going. I don't want to be disqualified due to anything that shows up.
Right. It's nobody's business but yours.
Right.
That's right. Your testing is nobody's business but yours. Right. In root cause medicine and functional medicine, we are very big on believing that any test that you want that is scientifically available, you should be able to have. Your doctor nor your insurance company should have any say-so in it. It is your body. It is your information. You should be able to take any scientifically available test that you want, and it should be absolutely ironclad protected from an insurance company or from an employer or anybody. Right. So everything that we do is totally HIPAA protected, right? Which is the government's way of doing that as well, although they don't do the best job of it. But yeah, anything that you do with us, we only work with those top functional root cause companies, and we're all very strongly believing the same way that you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's going to get a hold of your information as far as we can help.
For genetics. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The company that we use is 3x4 Genetics. You can't just order it yourself. You have to have a practitioner order it for you.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. I'm actually wondering if I found a function. I think she's a functional health. She's a functional nutritionist in Richmond. Okay. And I'm wondering if she could order me these genetic tests, and if not, I will try to find someone else. Yeah, I'm actually thinking that I'm actually really considering definitely going to definitely you, because
sorry, I'm pretty bold, huh? Yeah, but it's fact, right? I mean, we do this for everybody who comes into our program. Everybody gets a genetic test because it's that important for you to know how to take care of your own genetics. Your root causes are at the genetic level first.
Right.
And then the toxic level, the cellular level, right? But you've got to get down to that bottom line and know how to take care of your own genes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and those tests, you guys, they're not expensive. Okay. So a good full genetics panel, which is what this is. It's not just looking at your MTHFR and, right. That's such crap. It's such a waste of money. Getting a full genetics panel that you will have for the rest of your life, your full genome, or most of it anyway, whatever, everything that they allow us to learn about, right? That full panel is only about $300. And if you buy it at Christmas time, they put it on sale even, right? And so when you think of how much money you spend at Starbucks, you want to get a good genetics panel, give up your Starbucks, buy that genetics panel, right?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, okay? It's a no-brainer. The next time you guys drive through Starbucks, you're going to hear my words ringing in your ears and you feel really guilty about it.
Yeah. I am definitely completely, I really, I'm sold, but yeah, that is some great information. I'm definitely going to look into look into this. This has
Yeah.
been one of the best sessions that I've been in.
I'm glad. You made my day because that's what I do this for, right? And if your functional nutritionist that you're choosing to work with, that's local right there for you. I used to live in Virginia too, by the way. Richmond, Virginia?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Yeah,
Yes.
I love it back there. So
New Kent is actually where I live.
what was that?
New Kent is actually where I live.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So
So I went to school at Duke University. So that's North Carolina. But
Yeah.
then my undergraduate and my master's are at Virginia Tech.
Mhm.
So yeah, I lived back there for a long time. Anyway, yeah, your functional nutritionist that you work with, depending on how well they're trained, some of them are awesome, okay? Some of them just know the basics of gut health and a little bit of, some of them don't know how to read a good genetics test, right?
Okay.
And so we're happy to team up with them as well. So that way you've got someone right there local, and then you've also got the scientist in your back pocket, and we can team up. And what we love doing is we love hooking up these new people that are in functional medicine that maybe don't know everything that we know scientifically. And we love training them and teaching them because this is how we're going to change the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Dory, is there a way to like message you via email or something? I got to get my dogs out before you can hear them in the background.
Sure.
But once I do get back to my functional neurologist and stuff, to see if I know that he's willing to team up with other professionals.
Mhm.
That's
what we do.
So just reach out to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let me go ahead and I'll put this in the chat for you too.
Okay.
Our email is info@truewellnesstoday.net. That's our email. And let me give you the phone number to the office.
Okay.
Make sure you guys can all see this. 349. Okay. That's our phone number. And when you call that number, you'll speak with Kaylee. She's our health strategist. She is amazingly sweet and wonderful, very knowledgeable. You will love her, and she can get you into an appointment with me or answer a lot of your questions, whatever you need, right? Oops, and I got some more people I need to make sure that I let in here. Boy, we've had a lot of people in and out of here today. Really nice, you guys. You guys are making me feel awesome. Yeah, so let me
Will you?
I am actually in San Diego, California, which it's really weird here right now. I was talking about it in the beginning. There we go. I just put the website in too. Yeah, so you guys probably hear about our weather out here. We're having this crazy winter storm, and I live kind of in the mountains outside of San Diego. We've got a little goat farm out here. It's like 8 acres, a cute little thing. And it was snowing here this past week, and it actually snowed today too. I saw these big old snowflakes coming down when I was first starting today. It's pretty awesome.
I'm in the Chicago area, and we have literally had maybe 8 inches of snow all winter. And today was
So a
supposed to
little bit.
So I'm enjoying this. nice warm weather that you would think San Diego would get.
Well, we usually do. Usually in the
I
winter.
know.
I mean, yeah, we don't have heavy jackets, you guys. We don't own them. And now we're walking. I went out to a baby shower today before I came back to do this. One of my friends is having a baby, and like, like I'm in my jacket, and I'm like, no, this is like terrible. We're so spoiled.
So even the weather is all messed up. I think it needs some testing.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah.
You guys, everybody take care. God bless. I got to let my dogs out, but this has been a fantastic discussion. And thank you so much, Dory, for your time.
You're welcome.
And I will look some things up.
Okay,
right.
good. Woo!
All
See,
right.
she's not sitting on her butt. She's
No.
doing some research. I always tell my clients, whoop, 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 whoop. Give yourself whoop whoops when you guys are doing good things for your health. And that
It's
research
kind of-
is a big, huge whoop whoop.
Well, it's kind of the same thing with discovering something new and finding a way to avoid bread. It's like to discover new things on how to live. My husband passed away in 2009, right before they discovered it was Lyme. So he went through the 3 years of not knowing whether his wife was going to die or not. And then he died. So I had 3 little kids, and I'm like, I refuse to be sick. I refuse. So the only thing that I wish I didn't do is I don't know how people feel about it, but I wish I wouldn't have had the COVID vaccination, because that really kind of messed up my immune system.
It does, because it skews you. It skews you into what we call the Th17 area, which Th17, if you have a lot of extra Th17 immune cells, that means that your body is skewed over towards autoimmunity.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing, but it does turn around in about a year, what the research says. It kind of skewed from the vaccine or from COVID itself, if you have COVID, and then it kind of comes back to more of a normal place. So it's not, from what we're seeing anyway, scientifically, it's not a permanent thing.
Well, hopefully not, because I literally was where I was very dizzy. I'm back to my normal weight now, but within a month I had lost 30 pounds, and I hadn't changed my diet or anything. I just lost weight.
Wow.
I at times couldn't go up the stairs. I mean, this is like the last year, a little over a year. And when they did that MRI, he said, you've got a lot of lesions. And I just said, I know, because the Lyme will eat the myelin sheath. And my family practice doctor is a DO. And she said that kind of skewing your immune system literally kind of let loose the Lyme that was not able to do anything in your body.
That's right. That's exactly
right. And I think I have some mold too.
Yeah. And how long has it been since you've had your mold retested?
I haven't had it tested. I haven't had it tested since I lived in a house that I discovered when I moved out had mold.
Okay. And how long has that been?
The functional neurologist, he wants to do a mold test. So
yeah, I would too, like right away, because anybody with MS symptoms, even if you're not diagnosed with full-blown MS, you must hear me out, you guys. You must get a mold test. You must have a full Lyme test. So Lyme with Bartonella, Babesia, all of the different viruses and mycoplasma. It's extremely important that you do the whole thing, because we've got to get that under control for you. If we don't get it under control, it will eat your brain. It will cause major problems. You've got to get it under control.
Absolutely. Is that some of the testing that you would do, or?
Oh yes, this is what we specialize in. Yeah. Okay. I have multiple patients that have multiple sclerosis. Yeah, I could have used a different word, but yeah, definitely. We treat the worst of the worst people because I have the science background, right?
Yeah.
So we have people come to us from a lot of other functional medicine doctors, and even those functional medicine doctors will refer to us. Right. We get really good results because we're doing the whole package. We're using all the science. We're not just going in to kill the bug. Right.
Then I'm going to go in and order some things. I might sign up for the full package. I don't know. to be honest, but I want to do what I need to have done. And Dr. Ralph, the functional neurologist, he has said we've got to do the mold test and we got to do this, and he wanted to do a full package. I did have a homeopathic doctor that ordered some stool tests from Genova to see
Yeah,
what's
that's where
going
we
on in my
order from too.
yeah. So she, and for some reason they did the full testing, but one of the tests didn't come back. And then what we've kind of mentioned throughout this conversation, insurance cut it off. So I'm like, okay, I can't afford to pay full price for these tests. And thank you for telling me the insurance is not going to pay for this. So I'm trying to find a way to, financially be able to make it feasible.
Sure. Well, and did you know that Genova allows you to pay in 4 payments for any tests that you get through them?
I didn't.
Okay, so someone should be telling you this. So I'm not sure what your doctor is charging you for that.
Yeah, I don't
ours
see
is
that doctor anymore, but
yeah, ours is wholesale. Okay, so Genova for the GI effects, that's your whole, in case you guys don't know, that's your whole gut panel. It's one of the best gut panels that you can do. It's a 3-day stool test. You do it at home. You just poop in a cup for 3 days and then you send it back.
that's not easy, by the way.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
I had to. It wasn't
Yeah, of
easy.
course you do.
It wasn't
Yeah,
easy because you got to hold this tray and it's just weird. Anyway,
okay, you can do it. You can make it happen. You can do anything to help yourself to heal. You can do anything to help yourself to heal. Okay. So Genova, that test is right around wholesale. It's right around $400 to $450, right around in there. Okay. And what Genova does is you can order it, put $100 down. Okay. And then over the next 4 months, or 3 months, they'll send you a bill and they'll let you pay it over 4 months. And okay, most people can afford to put $100 in health every month. Okay. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to reach out to you, Dory, just because I do want to get this going, because like how this started finding you is I'm kind of playing a guessing game with a little bit of education of what I've already been through, but I can't just assume that it's a babesia. I can't just assume that because the people that moved into the house had it tested and it was full of mold. I can't just assume that that's what all of it is. So
yeah, because, and I'm so glad that you're smart enough to recognize that, because so many people out there play around with protocols and, well, I found this online and I found that online, when really put a few $100s into a test, know for sure what the enemy is, and then fight the enemy specifically.
Yeah.
People are trying to save a few measly, lousy $100 because, right? Don't do that. Put the money into your testing first and then specifically attack your enemy. That is how you save money and save time and get better faster.
I have added incentive because my first grandchild just turned 1 year old, and that same daughter is now pregnant again, and my daughter-in-law is pregnant at the same time.
Oh my goodness,
I want to be the cool grandma that's like out there doing stuff with those kids.
You do.
So right now I'm going to practice with my dogs and go out. But again, you guys, everybody, fantastic discussion. I'm so glad that I was able to make it and I didn't crash. I was listening to you while I was driving, but I'm so glad that I was able to have this discussion. I wish you all well. So
what?
Right.
Thank you. Have fun with your dogs.
Yeah, thank you.
What would you suggest if I'm looking for a functional medicine doctor in Virginia? Who would be Dr. Dory?
Well, I can't give you a name right off the top of my head, but I do know quite a few people. I just don't know exactly where they are all at, right? So if you were looking for someone specifically that you want to work with locally, which anybody can work with us, we work with people from all over the world. But if you prefer to have, someone on your team locally, you can get in touch with us. You can send us an email, or you can do that root cause evaluation so that we can set you up, right? And then I can go ahead and ask, and just say, hey, who's in Virginia?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see see what I have, and definitely think about doing that, because then that tells me a lot about myself. But I'm also going to see if I can get my mom to sign up for it, because that way, because every time, so she has hypothyroidism.
Okay.
I have hypothyroidism.
Okay.
So it's like she gets something, I get something, which is not unheard of, but I want to make sure that even though our genetics seem to be matching up, I want to be sure that we can do this together, and we can do this without causing, so that we, because she's really tired, she really has like no energy.
Sure. Yeah, that's hypothyroidism.
So I'm trying, but there could be other causes to what's going on.
Oh, of course there
So
are. Yeah. And I love it, Lily, when mothers and daughters come into our program together. I love that. We have that happen quite a bit here, or husbands and wives come in together. It's a beautiful thing. So I really love it that you're thinking of your mom and you want to help her. And when people do this in families together, you guys are supporting one another in your own family unit, and then we're coming alongside of you with our team, right? And it just makes this really awesome, beautiful camaraderie thing, and people get really good results when they do it like that. It's true. Yeah. And we also give discounts. We give a full 10% discount when people come in as families like that. And so, you save money too. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to just talk to my mom about it, and just tell her, hey, we can do this together. She's given, it's $197 if you and I can sign up for it.
It's cheap, you guys. I mean, yeah, for everything that you're getting, right? Yeah. So it's super cheap, and it's really worth it. So yeah. Sign up and join together.
I hope no one else has any questions. I do apologize.
Oh, you're doing good. I think you're doing great. And I'm looking back at the chat right now. I've got the chat open, and Margaret is here, and she says, I hear the word patient. Patient comes from the Greek meaning long suffering. Yeah, I am not a patient. Oh my gosh. Yes, Margaret, I love that. I love that. Okay, look. You do not have to be a victim of your disease. Oh, don't get me started. You do not have to be a victim. There is so much awesome science out there. We know how to find your root causes. We know how to fix most of what's going on. Like, it's not perfect yet, right? I'm a scientist. I'm the first to admit that we don't know it all, but we know so much now. My gosh, we know so much more than what your doctor is telling you. Okay. And they just don't know because they're too busy and they're run by the insurance agency. Okay. We are doing it a completely different way. We're giving you the latest science, empowering you, teaching you how to take care of your own health, right? Coming around you with a lot of love, taking you by the hand, right? This is the right way to do medicine. It's the right way. It's the latest science, and people get amazing results. So no, you're right. You're not a patient. You're not a victim. And yeah, absolutely. Whatever it is you're dealing with, most of the time we can beat it, right? We can beat it in a major way. So trust me on that one. And I love your attitude. I love your attitude.
What do you feel about taking ivermectin as a treatment for COVID? I mean,
yeah, sure.
it-
It works. And why do you think that the pharma funded conventional medicine government controlled system shut it all down and made it impossible for you to get it? Okay. All right, I'll just, I don't want to get myself kicked off of YouTube. So I'll, you guys know. You guys know, okay? I don't have to say it. There's a bunch of craziness and power struggles and all kinds of crazy corruption going on, okay? And being able to use ivermectin for COVID, great. But here, let me give you something better, okay? Rather than focusing on that mindset of let's use a drug to fix a problem, okay, which we may need to, that's fine. Drugs are great so long as you use them properly, okay? Let's do this instead. Let's fix our gut health. Let's get rid of our toxicities. Let's start working on developing and giving our cells everything they need so that we biohack our bodies and we are optimally healthy and our immune systems are strong. And then when COVID walks around, our immune system goes, nope, sorry, not this time. And then you don't have to worry about being on a ventilator. And you don't have to worry about being in a hospital. You don't have to worry about dying from things like COVID if you take care of your health first. And this is what Fauci should have been saying from the very beginning, but he didn't. And if you notice from the very beginning of this whole C thing, okay, everybody in the functional medicine root cause world, we were on the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram and everything. We were screaming out loud, jumping up and down, saying, take care of your health. If you take care of your health and you bring down your inflammation, you don't have to worry about COVID anymore, you guys, right? But it's those people who already had prediabetes and diabetes and overloaded with toxins and not taking care of themselves and not eating right. Those are the people who died, you guys. Right? That sucks because our whole society is screwed up and we're all so unhealthy. I don't know if you guys know the stats. The stats about America. America is the country that has what they call the best medical system in the world. Okay, that's what they say. Okay, yet we have the most chronic disease. So logically, now you guys aren't all scientists and doctors, but that doesn't matter. Does that line up? Can you have both be true at the same time, the very best medical care, while at the same time, the most amount of chronic illness in the entire world? They have failed us, you guys. And it's because they're not lining up with the latest science. It's pharma funded. It's all about symptom treatment. It's run by the insurance companies. There's a power play. There's corruption. It's bad. And so people like me, we're out there to change the world. Literally, we got to tell the truth. You guys have a lot more power and control over your health than you know. Your doctor's not telling you the truth. And I've got people in the waiting room. Let me let them in. There we go. I've really been thrilled with how many people are here today and how many people have joined and the discussion here today. I really love it, you guys. And Celeste says, thank you for your colorful, your colorful, informative presentation. I have to go. It's 10 on the East Coast. Good. Go to bed, Celeste. It's on time for you to go to bed. So I'm glad you're turning me off. Come back and work with us. We'll talk again. Colorful. This is what happens when when you're supposed to be dead and you find out that everything that you learned, $200,000 worth of education that I went through for my master's and PhD programs, okay? And you find out that most of it, some of it was good, okay, but a lot of it was steering you in the wrong direction and not teaching you all the latest science. And then you learn the latest science and then you can't shut your mouth anymore. And then you become this like, I am not afraid of anything, you guys, really. I'm just out to tell you the truth. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, someday it's probably going to shut me down, but they're not going to stop me because I'm telling you God's truth. You can get well. Who else has a question? Because I'm here, you guys. I love this. So I know it's 7 o'clock now. It is 10 o'clock, as Celeste reminded us, on the East Coast, but I still see people here and I still see people joining. So if you have a question, I'm happy to stay and answer. But if it's late for you, I want you to go to bed, okay? Because not sleeping well is the #1 reason why people are developing Alzheimer's, and that is the scientific truth. So if it's on the East Coast for you, please go to bed. We can talk another day. Tomorrow is another day. And you need your sleep. I heard a funny joke the other day, you guys. You want to hear a funny joke? Somebody said, and it was one of these functional doctors out there. It was really funny. I was cracking up. They said, you need 8 hours of beauty sleep. And if you're ugly, you do not. All right. Who else has a question for me? I'm here to answer your question. Don't be shy, you guys. Feel free to unmute yourself and just start talking. Or if you are more shy and you want to put your question, you want to type it into the chat, please feel free. And for those of you who have just joined, let's see, it says people are asking questions about the cost. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go back over to the presentation so that I can show you guys. Give me just a second because I got to get the tech right in order to do this. I have to pull up the presentation and pull down the chat, and then I have to go over to the Zoom and I have to share my screen. So let me do that. There it is. Get the Zoom open. That's weird. I love it when I'm in the middle of a presentation and I'm trying to do something technical and it doesn't work. So hold on, I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to pull this down. Okay. Now I've got the presentation up and okay, I think I did it. Let's see. Go back over to here. And so are you guys seeing this on your screen right now that says today only 197 and it's got the QR code right here? Someone speak up and let me know if you can see this on your screen.
I'm looking at you.
You're looking at me?
Yes.
And what if I do this? Well, wait a minute. No, that's not right. I think I just screwed it up. Hold on.
I don't like tech either.
And you know, this is the way it is always. You know, you're in the middle of a presentation and you're like, trying to figure it out.
I'm a Gen X that didn't jump on the boat.
Oh boy. Well, and I just turned 60. I feel like I'm 30, but I just turned 60. And so all this tech stuff that I've had to learn
It's
to do
scary.
this job, it's like, yeah, it's scary. I have to be a scientist and I have to be a tech whiz all at the same time. And
Exactly.
you know,
I'm
it's-
with you. I'm learning right now too, and I turned 49 Saturday.
Okay, well, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
So right now I stopped sharing. So you should see me and maybe a bunch of other people on your screen. And now if I go here and I go share and I go over here,
Okay,
now
you got it.
did I do it?
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so this is what we're offering today, you guys. So in case you guys have just come in, I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna let's go down to here. Okay. So what we're offering is a full root cause evaluation, which is a $497 value, a full 30-day easy quick start program, which is your fundamentals. It's a really awesome program that leads you through step by step, right? That's your fundamentals. Everybody needs to learn how to take care of themselves with a good 30-day easy quick start program, right? That's a $597 value. We're giving you your customized testing, which is, I don't know why the slide got screwed up here, but this is actually 10% off. Let me show you a better slide. There, this is the way it's supposed to be. We give you 10% off of your customized testing to save you a lot of money there. Then we're giving you some bonuses. We're giving you our reverse brain fog, anxiety, and depression program, which is another one of those do-it-yourself programs that you can get a lot of information from. Of course, we're going to help you, but it's nice for you to have that you can follow on your own. We're also giving you 10% off of your supplements for life and our transformation cheat sheet, which is just a great asset for you to use, right? And all of that we're giving you today for only $197. And you can use this QR code, or you can put in this into your web browser, the HTTPS : then bit.ly/root-cause7. I don't know whether the capitalization makes a difference or not, but I also put that into the chat for you too. So you can scroll up through the chat and you can find those links in your chat. I also put the website, our phone number, our email, all of that is in the chat for you. And we're giving this to the first 10 people who sign up today. And I don't have it. I'm not techie enough to know how many people have signed up. So I don't even know that that's still available, but you can do the QR code or check it out and see if it's still available now. Okay. And if you know anything about functional root cause medicine, you know that what we're doing for you today it really is a steal. It really is. We still have like a whole bunch of people coming in. I love this, right? Also, what I'm offering you guys today is, let me go back and let me show you the QR code for the book as well, because I do have a new book coming out. Oops, I got to get that. Oops, I got to get that out of the way. And so this is the QR code for our book. And one reason why I wrote the book is because, there's a lot of people out there who I know. I was broke when I was getting well too, but there's a lot of people out there, maybe you're stuck on Social Security disability, and, you need to get an easier way into learning all about this. And so the book is just a great way to do that, right? Or if you have friends and family who are sick and you've already researched functional medicine, you know that it works, right? This makes a great gift for them too. The publisher's release price in May is going to be $24.99. Right now you can advance order it for $15, and the book will be out in May. So you guys can go ahead and do that QR code. for that as well. So someone was asking me that question, so that's why I went back and did that. So let me check the chat again and see what we got here. I hope I didn't miss anything. Okay, so
Thank you for
Pamela,
going over it again.
no problem. And Pamela wants to sign up, but she said she couldn't take a photo. Okay, Pamela, I see you, I hear you. I'm not sure if you're still here or not. Oh, she's just coming back into right now. I just see her coming back in. So Pamela, if you're here, I saw your message here. I will make sure that you're one of the 10. But what I need you to do is go ahead and send me an email. Okay. If you can't get into, I mean, you should be able to get into the website, but here, I have a better idea because it's so much easier if you just do it than if I do it, right? So let me just hold on just a second. I've got to move down the chat and then I've got to go over here. And I'm going to send a message to everyone in the meeting so that you guys can pick up the actual link that lets you order. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here in the chat for you. So you don't need to take the picture. You can just put this into your browser. Oops. There, let's make sure I did it right. https:// then bit.ly/root cause 7. There we go. That's to get that 197 deal. So anybody can go ahead and click on that, and that will put you into our system and let you go ahead and pay for it. And that's really the easiest way to do it. If for some reason you try to do it, it doesn't work, feel free to send me an email. I'm putting in the email right here, info@True Wellness. Oops, today.net. That's our email. I'm also putting in the phone number to our office. If for some reason something goes wrong or it doesn't take your credit card or whatever, you know, things go wrong technically all the time. So if something goes wrong, go ahead and call our office in the morning at the 760-460-4349. And you'll talk with my health strategist, Kaylee. She is awesome. You will love her. She's also healing from Lyme disease and mold sickness right now, by the way. She's come a long way. So she can tell you a lot of stories about her own healing and all the awesome things that she's been able to overcome. And so you can call her and tell her that you were on here with me and you want that 197 root cause evaluation, and she'll help you out with that. Okay. All right. So we've still got a bunch of people here. I'm still here to answer questions. I think I'll go for I think I will cut myself off at 7:30 my time, which is in another 15 minutes or so that I can go out and have dinner. I've been fasting all day long. Actually, I did have some strawberries at around 3 o'clock. So not a complete fast, but a pretty good fast. So I am getting hungry. I want to go out and get something to eat and talk to my family a little bit before we go to bed tonight at a decent hour. So I'm going to take questions for about 15 more minutes, and then we're going to close it down. So who else can I help tonight? I'm ready to answer your question. Just feel free to open your mic and start talking. Don't be shy. Anybody have any more questions for me? I know it's getting late. Everybody's probably getting tired. You can feel free to put them in the chat.
So when you go through this, is it that you want to get the results back first before you actually go through everything? And then once the results back and you know where we are, then you create the you're eating what you can eat, what you can't eat, stuff like that, correct?
Well, if I heard the question properly, your Zoom was going in and out a little bit. So correct me if I'm wrong, but are you asking more like how we go about creating your protocols for you? Can you hear me, Lily?
Yes, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, so I think what you're asking is because your Zoom was coming in and out while you were asking the question. So I think what you were getting to is you're wondering how it works. How do you heal? How do we help you?
So I guess my question basically breaks down to this. At the first appointment, if I end up going with you at the first appointment, are you going to have us go ahead and say we purchase it? Are you, before the first appointment, are you going to have us take the genetic test? And then that way at the first appointment, you can see where we are with our genetics and all of the cells and everything in our body.
Okay. Now I understand your question. So let me tell you how this is going to work. And actually, I do have some slides that I can show on this too. I just have to find them here. So give me just a second and I'll go through some of this stuff. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do in a good root cause evaluation is I'm going to have you fill out this really awesome form. It's a root cause questionnaire. And what it's going to do is it's going to help me to understand your health background. It's going to give me a timeline on what's happening in your body, what's been happening in your health. It's pretty extensive, you guys. When you come to work with a good functional person, right? We're going to make you sit down and fill out some good paperwork. Okay. So you can expect to spend about an hour filling this out, right? Don't be afraid of it because this is how people are going to help you. So you're going to fill out this form. This form helps us narrow it down for you so that we don't, okay, let's just, there's 100 tests we can do, right? That's outrageous. And there are some people out there who do that. They do. I mean, I had a lady come to me that said she had to mortgage her house because it cost her almost $20,000 to get all her testing done. Okay, that's cray, you guys. You don't have to do that, okay? What you do is you do a nice questionnaire, very extensive. We're going to look at that. Then I'm going to sit down and talk to you during that first one-on-one consultation. And I'm going to really dive deep with you. I want to hear you loud and clear. I want to know what's going on with your health. So I'm not just looking at it on paper. I want to spend a lot of time with you and really hear what's happening. That way I can narrow it down. Now, it's during this appointment that when I hear all this information and I see where we're going and I see your symptoms, that I can say, okay, it really looks like you are having these root causes over here more than these over there. And that's where we're going to narrow our testing. That's when I'm going to give you a customized testing package and say, okay, I think that you can save a lot of money if you just do this one test, or maybe you need a couple of tests. Okay, whatever it turns out that you need. Okay. Then you're going to order your tests. Okay. Now we order those tests. We wait a few weeks for them to come back. And then you sit down with another meeting with me. And we're going to go over those tests. And that's where people cry. Okay. Well, people cry in the first meeting just because we're listening for a change. We're not just writing them off, right? But in that second meeting is where people really cry, because we're literally showing you why you are sick in a way that your doctor has never shown you before, unless you have a really good doctor. And we're finding those root causes. We're finding the real reason why you are sick. And so we can get scores like this, right? Just from that questionnaire, right? And then we can show you exactly, right? And I hope you guys are still seeing this on your screen. We can show you exactly. Okay, look, it really looks like from this questionnaire, which, by the way, this questionnaire has been put together by some of the top geniuses in science, right? So it really narrows in, like this particular questionnaire, right? This person, wow, their score really shows that there's probably some infection or biotoxins going on in their body, right? Where, maybe not so much in, female hormones, right? But really there's a major root cause. So I know that after talking to this person, I'm going to narrow in on some of those symptoms and some of those things that maybe happened in their life that would scream out biotoxin or invisible infections. And then we're going to focus our testing on that one right there, because those are biggies that, a lot of people are suffering from, right? So, but like maybe on like this particular patient, right? With these scores, I know, and you guys can see this too, right? I see, a lot going on in infection and biotoxins. I also see a lot going on in chemical toxicity here, right? So that's where, after I talk to the person and I make sure that that's really true, right? Then that's where we're going to focus our testing, because those are really big areas. And then those tests are going to come back. You're going to get your results. You're going to cry because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, we found the reasons. And that's when we can really get busy. Once we find your root causes, or at least some of them, okay, then we can design a program for you, get you into a really good program. Once you're in that program, that's where we're going to do your genetics testing, because we know that you need your genetics. Everybody needs your genetics, but working on your genetics is a lot of work. This is not something you can just do by yourself. You actually have to be in a program working with us and have our whole team surrounding you in order to do that work. And so we'll order your genetics testing once we found some root causes and get you into a good program. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Oh, Lily, I think your internet is coming in and out. It's really hard for us to hear you.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Hang on.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. Again, because I live in a very rural area, that's what we get.
Here too. I'm rural, but I pay a lot for my internet, so it usually does pretty good.
Yeah. So
they know I do this for a living.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yes.
So
that's how it goes.
You'll spend at least an hour, maybe an hour to 3 hours talking, finding out, hey, what is this patient?
About an hour.
Need what? Yeah. Trying just to figure out where you are right now. What are the root causes right now, and how can we, and what additional tests do I need to purchase, pretty much.
Yeah. Right. And we're going to start off, our main focus here is to help you to do this at the lowest cost possible. It is going to cost money. Okay. That's the way it is. But we're a Christian mission here. So we're really trying to help you do this in an economical way as much as possible.
Yes.
So once we find those root causes, or at least some of them, right? I mean, a lot of people will just come to me and they're like, hey, Dory, I can only afford one test right now. And I'm like, great. Okay, let's find that best test where we'll get the most bang for our buck, depending on you and exactly what we think you need. And then we'll buy that one test. You'll sit down, you'll be like, oh my gosh, wow, we'll get so much information from it. And then we'll decide, okay, now this is the type of program that you need in order to fix these particular problems that we see, right? And this is what it looks like it's probably going to take. And then that's when we can sit down and really make a bunch of decisions about your health, right? And that's the way it's going to go. In order for you to heal, literally, guys, and I'm just going to be honest with you, everybody needs to be in a program of some kind, right? Because you can't do this on your own, especially when we find like major big root causes in people. And we work with some of the sickest people that there are out there. That's the truth. Other doctors refer to us. And so, you know, knowing that everybody needs a program, you know. Now, if you're 18 years old and all you're having is just a little bit of problems with your period and, you know, maybe just a little bit of weight gain, but you really feel good. Okay, maybe you could be the kind of person that I can run a test for you and tell you, okay, here's what I want you to do moving forward. You know, here's a basic 30-day program for you. This is what I want you to do with your diet. You know, see what you can do with your diet alone, right? That would be different. But most people who come to us, they've already been diagnosed with autoimmune disease, or they're those people who have languished for years and decades with misdiagnoses or undiagnosis. And people think they're crazy because they can't find an answer and the doctor can't find anything wrong with them and keeps throwing Xanax and Prozac at them. Okay. I mean, this is what we deal with. Okay. And so everybody who comes to us pretty much needs a program. And so we get you into a program that's right for you, right? We're tailoring it for you. There are no cookie cutter programs out there, certainly not here. And this is what everybody needs to get well. You need to be surrounded by an expert team that love you and that will take you by the hand and who will help you to do this baby steps, one step at a time. That's what it's going to take to get well. No quick fixes.
I will tell you, I have been dealing with right side pain for over 12 years. I've been
right side pain where?
Lower abdomen.
Much lower or right underneath your rib?
Much lower, like and I've gone to the ER at least twice, maybe 3 times.
And they can't find it?
Every doctor. I mean, I've done every test in the book at least 3 times. Maybe
you think
more.
You have until you come to us. Okay.
And then I mean, at this point, I've gotten so frustrated at this point. I'm like, is there and that's they've taken out my gallbladder, they've taken out my appendix. I mean,
really? Yeah. Let me speak to that. I hear you, Lily. I do. I hear you. And
it's
let
so
me speak to that
frustrating.
because I know it's frustrating. I know I dealt with it for a long time too myself. And all of my clients say the same thing. They've all been through this. You are not alone in this, Lily. Okay. It's medical gaslighting. And unfortunately, there are a lot of great conventional doctors out there. Don't get me wrong. I know sometimes, you know, I sound like I hate all doctors, and that's just not true at all. They're doing the best they can with what they were taught in conventional medical school.
Right.
And they're basically taught to diagnose, pull out a prescription pad, and treat a symptom. And if they can't find your problem, then you must be crazy. Okay. And they actually talk about this in medical school. They talk about the fact that, you know, a lot of people are hypochondriacs. And if you can't find the problem, then just give them a Xanax. Okay. It sucks. It really does. It's called medical gaslighting and it is wrong. Okay. If you have pain, Lily, your body is talking to you and you are not crazy. I mean, unless we can, actually document that you're a paranoid schizophrenic, okay, that's a little bit different. But if you have pain in your body
Mhm.
body is talking to you.
Yes.
And you're the only one who really knows what your
Yes.
body is saying.
Yes.
And any medical professional needs to be listening to you and needs to be really paying attention and knowing, not just assuming that you're a hypochondriac. That's ridiculous. Okay. We need to pay attention to what your body is saying. And I will tell you, without even knowing you, without even seeing any paperwork on you at all, I know for a fact, scientifically, you have inflammation in that area where you have pain.
Mhm.
Okay. Just because a doctor can't find it does not mean that the inflammation is not there. Okay. And so teaching you, plus you have hypothyroidism. Okay. So you can't have hypothyroidism without having a major gut health issue, without having other inflammation throughout your body and brain. Okay. And so I already know this about you without even seeing anything about you on paper. And so I know that we have to lower your inflammation. And I know that we have to find those root causes of inflammation. And you will just be amazed how many crazy symptoms go away once you focus on the big root causes and you really start working on those. And stop focusing so much on that one place where it's painful. No, we know that you've got inflammation throughout your whole body and brain, right? So let's find that big reason. And there's probably 5 or 10 of them. Okay, let's find those reasons, really start attacking our enemy directly, go into full warrior mode, full healing warrior mode, man. Find those root causes, then go after them directly. You'd be amazed how many crazy symptoms just melt away when you do that. Or if they don't completely go away, they get amazingly better, right? And I want to tell you, Lily, that if your doctor can't find what's causing that pain, it's really a good thing. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but if they found it right off the bat, it would be big and obvious. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. If they can't find it, then it's something smaller and less invasive. Okay. And that's where functional medicine really shines.
Okay.
Because we know it could be something like a Lyme disease. It could be a gut dysbiosis that causes problems in your colon. And your colon stretches all over your lower quadrant. Okay. And so if you've got hypothyroidism, that tells me that you probably have either constipation or intermittent diarrhea and constipation. And of course, you're going to have some gut dysbiosis in there. You're going to have some different microbes going on. Can they cause inflammation and pain? Oh, yes. Right. And so your regular doctor is not going to be able to see that. But a really good gut test is going to be able to pinpoint that immediately. Right. And so you'd probably be one of those persons sitting in front of me crying when you see your gut test, because I'm able to tell you exactly why you have that pain. Right. And then we can attack it directly. Yes. That's what it's all about, Lily. That's what it's all about.
And actually, one of the things I have been doing to promote better movements is I've added more vegetables to my diet.
Good
because
for you.
I'm figuring if I can just get my gut moving and getting anything that's backed up in there moved out, then maybe it would, then at least that part's I know I can fix. Now if it's something other, if it's an allergy to like gluten, or if it's an allergy, if it's specific foods I can no longer eat, then I can now go a step further and say, hey, I've done this. Can we now try to tackle what foods I need to stay away from in order to continue the detox.
Yeah, and what you're talking about right now is the very basic baby steps that we're going to take for you here in a program like ours. The basic bottom line things that everybody has to do, right? And they're going to be specific for you. It's going to be different for you than it is for somebody else, but we have to make sure that you're pooping. And everybody who's listening right now, I want you to know that as a human being, you are supposed to be pooping 2 to 3 times every day. And if you're not, if you're only going once a day, you're constipated. You're holding on to toxins. Remember what poop is. Poop is a collection of toxins and yucky stuff that your body is trying to get rid of. It's not supposed to sit in your colon all day, because when it does, your body reabsorbs those toxins back through your colon into your system, and that causes inflammation, and inflammation causes genetic triggering disease and death. So you must be pooping 2 to 3 times a day. It's one of the first things a good functional practitioner or a root cause practitioner will do for you, is make sure you're pooping. Very, very important. And of course, we have a lot of fun with it. We tell poop jokes all the time. It's great. And you really should. Most people can really get pooping within the first few weeks, right? So long as they're following our directions, right? Some people don't follow the directions like they should, but as long as you're following the directions, we should be able to get you pooping within the first 2 to 3 weeks or so. And boy, do you feel better. Your brain fog gets a little bit better. And I'm not promising miracles, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? But I am telling you that when you start pooping 2 or 3 times a day, when you've only been pooping once a day, or you've been pooping once every other day, or God forbid, you've been pooping every 4 days, okay? Once you start pooping every 2 to 3 days, I mean, 2 to 3 per day, you get a little more energy, you get a little more bounce in your step, your mood gets better, your brain fog gets better, you start noticing your pain gets a little bit better because you're not reabsorbing toxins. And it's huge, you guys. It's huge. It's something as simple as making sure that people are following a good 30-day program. That's why we give it to you as part of this package. I want you to start following that daily. Okay, what can I do today that's going to make a difference and really help me lower my inflammation? Wow, maybe something as simple as drinking enough water. Most people don't get enough water. And I know that sounds silly, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And you've got to get your water. If you expect to poop, you better drink your water. Right? You have to get your vegetables. But this is, again, very personalized, because some people have a SIBO problem.
Okay.
And if you have a SIBO problem and you try to eat a whole bunch of vegetables, oh boy, are you going to get worse, right? And so, that takes the expertise of a good practitioner to really be able to pinpoint, is this a SIBO problem? Is it not a SIBO problem, right? And then move forward from there. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. I know I tend to get a little long-winded because I like to teach, but I hope I'm giving you guys a lot of good information tonight. Okay, so it's after 7:30. I said I was going to quit at 7:30, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys all go now. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, there we go. Here we go. Sometimes there's background noise. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for hanging out with me today. Or if you're watching this on the video, please feel free to get in touch with us. You guys, anyone who registered for this is also going to get a video of it in a couple of days as soon as it's done, doing its thing. So, feel free to get in touch with us to watch this again, to grab our offer if we still have them at the $197. If it has switched over to the full price, it's still a great deal. So I was saying the first 10 people can get it for $197. I don't know. To be honest, sometimes the next morning people are still got it open at $197, or we'll open it back up at $197. But yeah, see what you can do to grab that. Don't forget to grab my new book, and don't forget to grab it for those people that you love that need to learn how to take care of their health as well, right? Your children, your grandchildren, your parents, right? That book is going to be, you're going to love it. It's going to be an awesome wealth of information for you for only $15, right? So it's better to grab it now. It'll be $10 more expensive when it actually comes out soon. So thanks for being here. If you hung on all this time and you're watching the recording, thank you so much. That's a lot of time, a lot of information, and I'm glad you did, because it shows that you care about your health, that you care about finding the answers, that you're not willing to settle, that you don't believe that you're incurable. You don't have to stay on your medication. Well, maybe some medications, but most of them, the answer is no, you can get off of them unless you're missing a thyroid or something like that, right? So yeah, I'm happy that you guys were here today. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope that I get to see you and work with you soon. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. So I'm going to let you guys all go. Go have a great evening. And God bless you. And even if I never see you again, I want to say a quick prayer before I go. Lord Jesus, I ask that you bless everyone that's here, that they've listened to all this awesome information. They've heard your truth, and I'm just so happy that they were able to listen to this today.
Yes,
And
I did. I was
just
actually
going
going to say that for tomorrow.
grab that background noise real quick. There we go. And so thank you, Lord. Thank you I ask a special blessing for all the people that are either were here live or that are listening to this recording. And who knows, it might be a year from now that they find this recording on YouTube and they hear this truth, Lord. And I know that it's not a coincidence. I know that you brought people here today in order to give them the truth that they need to hear. And if they're meant to work with me, great, bring them to me. If they're not meant to work with me and there are other great people that they can work with, great. I ask that you put those people in their path very specifically. I ask that you show people who might have blockages or mindset issues about functional medicine or root cause medicine, like I did when I first learned. I ask that you open their brains and let them know, let them hear your truth. And I just ask for healing for everyone, Lord. However you choose to bring that to us, I ask for healing for all of us. Thank you for my healing. Thank you for the healing that you're going to do. I thank you in advance, Lord, because I believe that your truth is your truth and it works. And I've seen that over and over again. So thank you so much. And it's in your name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen and amen. Thanks for being with me today, everybody. And I hope to see you again and talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.